everybody. Yeah. Rock your body. Yeah. Hello and happy Thursday. Happy day of Thurs. I hope everybody's doing great. I'm 10 minutes early because, if you're not early, what are you even doing in life? I couldn't stand it. I've been ready for quite some time. I've got the day off work today, so I figured I'd start the live a little bit earlier and maybe that would work for more people. But I saw Ronnie's comment right off the bat and I was like, "Oh, can I start the live now? Can I start the live now?" So anyway, hello, everybody. If you're watching the replay, make sure you put replay in the comments. Thank you for everybody who is here. For those of you who may not be aware, our Facebook group got shut down. Wah, wah, wah. Right, for the second time. No, for the third time, because they reinstated it when I appealed it, and then they suspended it again. They're like, haha, joke's on you. You want to talk to people about GLP1s? We don't think so, because we are run by Zuck and Suck. And so we do things with AI and not a real person. Anyway, I promise not to get crazy about it. But I am definitely disappointed, to say the least. So we haven't decided what we're going to do as far as starting something up, starting another platform, starting to, sending out smoke signals. I don't know what we're going to do, but I will definitely be sure to keep you guys posted. Okay, we've got a ton of people here already. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me. And we're going to start off strong because Ronnie has a question. And it's a great question. So let me just adjust here so you can see her question clearly. Okay, I enjoy your post. Thanks for what you do. Thank you for coming and joining and hanging out and commenting. Thank you. I have a question. From your experience, does this make sense? I had to stop Zep for a procedure. I have been off of it for weeks. Part 2 of question. For 2 weeks for a procedure, I'm doing all the things. Good. And in a deficit, but gained 3 pounds. Do we gain when we stop, but still eating right? Okay, Ronnie. So I'm going to hide your question here just because it's got a really big block of question. But this is a fantastic question. So chances are, if you are doing all the things, right, which I'm sure that you are, chances are these few pounds that you've gained while being off the medication is water weight and inflammation. So from the research that I've done, which keep in mind, I ain't a doctor. From the research that I've done, what happens when people come off of a GLP-1, the first weight that they gain back, and it's usually in the first couple of weeks, is the water weight and inflammation. Now, for many of those people, they can trace it back to the initial water weight and inflammation that they lost when they started a GLP-1. So for example, when I first started, when I was tracking everything, I lost about 8 pounds of water weight and inflammation. Now, this is going to vary based off of the person. It's also going to vary based off of your start weight, right? So if you are a person who is starting out at a much higher start weight, then it is likely that you will see bigger numbers, right? When you lose that water weight and inflammation. In the reverse, right? If you come off the medication, you will see this happen. And this is actually a perfectly timed question because my friend Dave over at On the Pen, he posted a personal update today, and he was talking about the water weight and inflammation that he gained. So yeah, so this is very common. What I would say is continue to do the best that you possibly can, right? Make sure that you have good communication with your medical provider or your medical team and talk to them about when is an appropriate time for you to get back on the medication. This is going to vary based off of the procedure that you had done, which, you don't have to say. But just make sure that you're staying on top of it, because I have seen quite a few people in the support groups where they're like, hey, my doctor took me off of this for a procedure and it's been a month and they haven't told me to go back on. And now what do I do? Right? So you want to have that open communication so that the moment they say you're good to go, get back on, right? You can. And you will also see that water weight and inflammation come off. So yeah, but Ronnie, great question. Thank you for starting us off strong. Striga, I miss our Facebook group. F you, sucker poo. Yes, I concur. Yeah, I have gotten so many messages from people that are like, hey, what happened? I went to go post in the group and it's not there. Yeah. It's like it stabs me in the heart every time. And then I have to say, unfortunately. So yeah. Hey, Nurse Tara's here. Hey, Tara. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Debbie's in the house. Do, 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 do. All right. Chili Z. I love your little picture here. It's been posting, it posts up, on your comments on my videos, and I'm always like, look at that little note. I just want to go boop. Just come right over and go boop. I love it. Okay. Who else is here? Red Mixo FMD. Hello. How you doing? Shorty's in the house. Are you somebody's shorty, or are you a shorty? Let me know. I love people's names. I think it's fun. Hey, Kate's in the house. Yo, Kate, what's up? I can only stay for 30 minutes, but until I'm gone, I'm here for the shenanery. Yay! Where you going in 30 minutes? What you doing? I'm nosy. Tell me what you're up to. Hopefully it's something fun. Midgie's in the house. Hello all. Mary Beth, so glad that you're here. The Shay YP. With sunflowers. Look, those sunflowers are so pretty. Look, it's like, makes me think of, when do sunflowers bloom? I don't know. Makes me think of sunflower seeds, which are delicious, by the way. I put them on my salads. Okay. Scrolling through. Everybody's saying hi to each other because we have an awesome community. Michelle is in the house. Hey there.
Hey, Michelle.
Oh, there you go. You got a hey from Suze. All right. Gabrielle's in the house. Hi, I'm taking a partial day off, so I'm free in the middle of the day. That's awesome. I took today off too. Because, you got to use it. Otherwise you lose it, right? I thought about doing like a middle of the day thing, but I was like, well, we'll wait until people get a chance to get off work. Debbie says, I can't stand Facebook. I know. I love the platform for what it is, right? Like, I think that the support groups and like the searching and the algorithm and like in all of those aspects is very good. And it's very user friendly for our older generations, right? But it just makes me sad. But I got to tell you, Debbie, I have been searching, high and low. And if you're new here, one of the things that I do is I comb the support groups, to see like what the trends are. Suze? Is he okay? Is he okay?
Who's that?
I don't know. Somebody's crying.
It's Kevin. I'm going back to the bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Betty.
Sorry, mommy mode. Her dog crying equals panic. Okay. So anyway, I've been searching for all sorts of, GLP-1 related Facebook groups to join, right? To track the trends and do the thing that I do. Yeah, the number of groups, it has dwindled to just a handful. And this is the least number of GLP-1 groups that I have seen on Facebook in the years that I've been on this medication. So I know many people commented on previous videos and they were talking about how other groups are, getting nuked. And I believe it because it had been quite some time since I did a search. I did multiple searches, various keywords. There was like 5, 10. And many of them are very, very small, which tells me that they either lost their group and restarted, or it's just somebody that's, started up a little 200-person group. So, yeah, it's rough. We got another Debbie in the house. Hey, look at that shirt. I see that shirt you're wearing over there, dude. I love it. That's so awesome. Now I wish I was wearing my shirt. Dude, you should have told me that you were going to wear your shirt tonight because I would have worn my shirt tonight. I opted for lattes. And you went all out with the Fit Flavor Fun shirt. I love it. By the way, if you are looking for a Fit Flavor Fun shirt, it will be linked in the description box below. You will be supporting a small business. I do not have anything to do with it. All of the money goes to her. So, yeah, so if you need a shirt, you know where to find it. Shelly's in the house. All right, if you guys have questions, make sure you put that Q in front so it sticks out for me. Okay. Taryn says, looking forward to some Shankar. Is that supposed to be shenanery and it auto-corrected to something? Shankar, it looks like a fantasy city name, right? Like out of one of my fantasy books. Grab your shield and mount your dragon because we are flying to Shankar. That's what I thought of when I saw that. Sandy's in the house. Finally excited to make it to your live again. Hi, Allie and everyone. Here's Taryn. Shenanery. There we go. We got it. By the way, we said shenanery, which means we have to hydrate. Okay. Let me know what you're drinking. This is a Stanley Cup, obviously, but this is the 12 ounce, by the way, or is it 16? I don't remember. Anyway, the small one. If you're ever wondering, like, if a small one is worth it, they're absolutely worth it. I am drinking Alani Hawaiian shaved ice because I've been testing out some of the Alani flavors for a future video. So yeah, spoiler, this is so far the best flavor that I found. So yeah, let me know what you're drinking. Jillian's in the house. I finally hit Wonderland from 268, but this month is making it really difficult. Listen, Jillian, you are killing it. You're doing great. That's fantastic. Congratulations on Wonderland. I love that. I love that. It's such a good feeling, like when you get to that point, because when was the last time you were there, right? That was what hit me when I saw that number on the scale. I was like, I don't even remember the last time that I remembered being in Wonderland. So good for you. Rockstar. MM Cali 57. Rockin' and rollin'. Georgia in the house. Late live play. Hey there. Glad you're here. Okay. Let's see. Yep, Allie speaks truth. I try to often. Inflammation following surgery is expected. Yes, absolutely. Depending on the procedure, some cause more inflammation than others. Some cause more water retention than others. So yeah, very good point. And she's a retired nurse. She knows what she's talking about. And then Nurse Tara is like, I can't wait for those days, getting ready for the night shift as we speak. Yeah, I feel for you. I feel for you. Okay, Debbie says, I've lost 172 pounds on Mounjaro. Holy guacamole, Debbie. That's awesome. Since June 2024, my question is, I am working on losing the last 50 pounds and having a hard time losing the last 50. Could I be self-sabotaging, making more excuses? Okay, so Debbie, you're going to have to give me some more information. Let me know what dose you're on. Okay. I don't want to assume that you're on 15, but you could be. So let me know. As far as self sabotaging goes, I'm going to hide this because it's a big, big block question. Okay. So as far as self sabotaging goes, our bodies are not meant to be in a calorie deficit forever and a day, right? So for many people, they stall for a couple months at a time, but then they start losing again. What I encourage people to do is embrace the stall. I know it doesn't sound fun. It doesn't sound cool. It's not going to land you on MTV Cribs. Okay. But embracing the stall, eating at maintenance level calories, and giving your body a break can get you right back into weight loss mode on a GLP-1. And it gives your body time to reacclimate at that new weight. So, are you self-sabotaging? You could be. I would encourage you to do all the things. Track your food, right? Track your calories if you weren't doing that previously. Even if you don't want to do it forever, that's totally fine. You can just do it for a week or two just to see kind of where you're coming in. The other thing that you want to do is you've had a ton of weight loss. You want to make sure that you're building muscle. So I am currently in a very similar position, not that much weight loss, but 130 pounds lost. And what I'm doing is eating at maintenance level calories, sometimes a little bit higher, and I'm focusing on vitamins, minerals, and getting in protein, weightlifting. So I'm actually not really hyper focused on the number on the scale because I'm trying to build muscle. The more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is going to be. The higher your metabolism is, the easier it is to lose weight. So if you're stalling out, wherever you are in your journey, embrace it, run with it, and change your focus. And then come back, right, to the calorie deficit and the cardio and the weight loss. Then you can come back to it. And your body will be rejuvenated, right? And it'll work for you instead of working against you. Many people lose a ton of weight and then their metabolism bottoms out, right? Because they acclimate. Okay. Right? Our bodies are actively working against us. So by doing this, you can kind of hit the reset button and have success. So that's what I would recommend. Not only do I recommend it, but I put my money where my mouth is because that's exactly what I've been doing. So we can do it together. See, you're not even alone in this. Like we can do this. You and me and you. We got this. Okay. You're doing fantastic. Just stay focused. Okay. When you've been on a GLP-1 for a long time, it's really easy to get burnout. I see it all the time in my comments, and people don't even realize it. They're like, oh, I've lost this much weight, but now I've stalled out, and now I'm really frustrated. Now, brr, rawr, right? That's burnout. That's the brain working against you. And it's okay. It's natural, but together, we're going to work through it. Okay. Mineral Lady, hello. So glad you can join. Joni's in the house. Penny and Joni. And a wolf, apparently. Gorgeous. Hey there. Okay. Q. I see you. I really appreciate all of your research-based advice. Fantastic. I just took my 5th shot of compound terzepatide. I noticed the RX was for 2.125 mgs and not the 2.5 mgs. Can you explain why they do this? Yes. Yes, I can. So, again, I'm going to put your question down because it's a big square. Okay. So, why do telehealth companies and compound pharmacies utilize dosing that is different from name brand? One, because they have to, right? I'm sure you've probably seen in the news where, these pharmaceutical companies were taking telehealth companies and compound pharmacies into the courtroom and suing them and doing all this stuff, right? So there is a requirement that the dosing has to be slightly different. Just like, there's not a huge difference between 2.5 and 2.125, right? But it is slightly different. The second thing, these telehealth companies and compound pharmacies are offering custom dosing and custom plans for patients. Why are they doing this? Well, when GLP1s first came out, there was a huge percentage. It was up to almost like 40% at one time of people who were dropping off of GLP1s because they were having adverse side effects. Now, what they did through trial and error is adjusted the dosing. So instead of starting out at 2.5, somebody might start out at 1.5, and that allows their body to acclimate, right, to the medication so that they're not having these harsh side effects and in turn drop off the medication. So that kind of custom dosing, custom plan is another reason why they do the dosing that is slightly different. You will find it is different from different telehealth companies. So you always want to look and see, or if they don't publish it, you can either ping the compound pharmacy that they use, or you can ping their support and say, hey, what is the dosing for compound terzepatide? And they'll lay it out for you so that you can get an idea. It can range anywhere from microdosing, which is anything less than 2.5 for compound terzepatide, right? All the way up to, I have seen the highest dose, and somebody correct me if they've seen something higher. The highest one I've seen is 17 milligrams, again, for compound terzepatide. So yeah, it sounds like that's what your telehealth company is doing for you. Now, the difference between 2.125 and 2.5 is not huge and likely not something that you would notice, especially if you're just starting out on a GLP-1. Now, for somebody like me who's been on the medication for, 2 years, when there is a difference in dosing that is significant, right? Like 2 grams worth of significant, I can feel the difference. But in the case of what you're referring to, it's probably negligible, and you haven't been on the medication long enough to really be able to feel that kind of difference. So, not anything to be concerned about. But that was a great question. Okay. Shorty. My name is Laura. Laura the Shorty. But everybody calls me Shorty because I'm short. Ah, Laura, I love it. Laura is the Shorty. I'm only 5'5", so I mean, it's not like I'm picking on you. I love my shorties. Okay, great. Kate, I have Dee Dee's Stock Club check-in meeting. Okay. Dee Dee's Stock Club. Is that Dungeons and Dragons Stock Club? What is Dee Dee's Stock Club? Does anybody play Dungeons and Dragons anymore? Hola from Texas, from Denise. Hello, Denise. I love your little pupper. Boop, boop, boop. That's quite a hairdo your pupper's got there. Okay, great. Hey, Cynthia's in the house. Hello. So glad you're here. Oh my goodness, Sandy. Thank you so much for the super chat. I super appreciate you. I'm so glad to be here tonight for the fun. I'm so glad that you're here too. And thank you. Join me in a shenanery sip. I've been doing really great with hydration today. I just wanted to brag a little bit on myself because yesterday I did terrible. Does anybody else struggle with staying hydrated? Am I the only one? Sandy, are you hydrated? Let me know. The struggle is real. I can't believe Allie got it right. It's the Shay YP. Everyone usually calls me the Shape. My name is Shayla. My Shayla. What is that? What is that meme? Is it a meme? Is it a video? Is it a song? I don't. My ADD brain is failing me. It's like my Shayla, my Shayla. I don't know what that's from. Anyway, love your name. And I don't know where the shape came from. Somebody was just misreading that, which I have been known to do. So not gonna dog them too bad. I often misread things. Okay. No, Cynthia, you look awesome. Glad we cleared that up. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, do we have a question? What's Michelle saying? I just took my third shot last night. Okay, great. Struggling to eat 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day. Okay, it's common. I have a shake I can have later, but dang, today I just feel full. Ugh. Okay, Michelle, totally normal. This is also really common the first few days after your injection. So here's what I recommend, especially to people who are new to a GLP-1. One thing that you can do is look at your calories in two ways. One, you're going to look at them as a daily set, right? Like you're talking about how you're getting 1,200 to 1,500 a day, right? And then you're also going to look at them as a weekly set. Stay with me. So while you may struggle the first few days after taking your injection to get enough calories, right? That's going to put you in a deficit for the week. You may find that as the week goes on, you can eat a little bit more, right? Which then balances out the calories for the week. So here's what I recommend. And there are a few tips that I can give you that absolutely saved me on my GLP-1 journey. When I was in this phase, because it does fade a little bit, kind of the longer you're on a GLP-1. But when I was having this consistently, right, where it's hard to eat the first few days after an injection, what I would do is I would do a high quality shake. Now, I have a video where I show you how to do this. Essentially, I'm going to give you cliff notes right now. Essentially, you want to either do a shake that is specifically designed for people who are on a GLP-1, or you want to do one that is a meal replacement shake. Why is this important? Because it's got the added vitamins and minerals that are going to be so important when you're having those lower calorie days. So here's what I do. You will see, right? It's talking down there in the little ticker down at the bottom. It's talking about Biocare. They have phenomenal protein shakes. They're easy to mix. I have reviews in my reviews playlist, so definitely go check that out because I talk about all the different flavors. Strawberry is my favorite. So what you do is you take one of those powdered milkshakes and then add it to a protein shake or a meal replacement shake. So now not only have you doubled your protein in one meal, but you're getting all those vitamins and nutrients. And then if you're taking additional high quality vitamins on top of that, right, you're doing really well. Because where people struggle with this type of thing is they're looking at their calories daily. They don't adjust for the whole week. And then they have multiple days of really, really low calories. And then they start to lose their hair, or their nails become brittle, or they, start having skin challenges, right? Like all these things that kind of compound on each other. So by doing that kind of combo super alley shake, I should trademark that immediately. By doing that, you are setting yourself up for success. Even if you don't meet your calories for the day, you're still getting in a lot of those vitamins and minerals that can help you, right? Because the last thing we want to do is get a few months into our journey and then our hair starts falling out, right? Like nobody wants to deal with that. So that's what I would recommend. Remember, you're going to look at your calories daily, and you're also going to look at them over the span of the week. And just see if you need to, journal it or document your journey and say, okay, so for the first 3 days, I really struggled to eat. Here's my calories I've been getting. But then on day 4, I can do great, and I can get in more protein, and I can get the electrolytes in, and I can do, right? So the other thing that I want you to be careful of, Michelle, is I want you to be careful about going crazy with supplements. Because when you're concerned, right, as you should be, with low calories, it is very easy to get sucked into the mindset of, I need to buy 20 different supplements and do this and do that and do. You don't have to do all that. There's no reason to get crazy with it. With strategic supplementing, you can fill in the gaps. And if you have a concern, then you can go to your doctor and get blood work done. And that is a great measuring stick by which you can use to see how you're doing over time. Fantastic question. Thank you so much for asking it. Hey, Todd's in the house. Hey, Todd. Todd has a really great smile. Do you guys see his picture there? Oh, love it. Okay. Allie, a video or 2 ago, you talked about a person taking like an oral pill or eardrops. And of course, she couldn't expect the same results. I believe drops and tablets are scams. Okay. I know what you're talking about. The sublingual drops, right? Under the tongue. Don't put them in your ear. You got me good on that one, Todd. Okay. So previously, this is a great thing, Todd. I'm so glad you brought this up. So previously, when GLP-1s first hit the market, there were pills and drops and patches that all hit the market that were all scams, right? I used to warn people about these in some of my older videos, and you'll see that. Now, what these telehealth companies have done, they got smart. And while the pharmaceutical companies are not really moving forward with a GLP-1 pill, I mean, some of them are, but not in a huge way. The telehealth companies are like, hey, we're going to pick this up and run with it. The part where it's challenging is it real? If it's coming from a telehealth, a legitimate telehealth and compound pharmacy, yes, they are real. I have followed quite a few creators who have taken both the drops and the tablets, and I've kind of watched everything that they've done. And unfortunately, they all got the same results, which is they were able to maintain, but they didn't continue to lose weight. So is it a scam? Not necessarily, because it may be a great option for people who really hate to do injections, but they've already reached their goal, and so they're looking for a maintenance option. So I don't think that's discussed enough, right? I think that for many of the creators that I followed that tried this option, their doctors were not saying that, right? Of course. But I think that it's important to remember that anytime you're doing a sublingual drop, right, which is under the tongue, or a pill, it's not going to be as potent. I just had somebody who commented right before I went live. I was responding to comments, and somebody asked on my NAD plus video, they said, what about NAD pills? The thing is, can it be helpful? There's not a whole lot of research to substantiate that the pills work, but they absolutely are not going to be as potent as an injection. Period. End of story. Doesn't matter what it is. I have not found anything yet that is pill form or sublingual, right? The drops under the tongue, that is as potent or works as well as an injection. So I think it's important for people to understand the nuance of these medications. And Todd, I love that you brought this up. That was an awesome question. So yeah, so we've kind of, there's like a GLP-1 evolution, right? We started out, by the way, the patches are still scams. So don't anybody buy those. But we started out and there was like all these scam things, and it was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And like companies coming out of the woodwork with GLP-1 pills, right? But none of those companies were telehealth companies or compound pharmacies. They were just somebody that was slapping GLP-1 on a label, right? To get your money. But now, as the research kind of evolves, we've got some different options to play with. And again, I think this is smart on the part of compound pharmacies and telehealth companies, because they can fill the gap, right? Because not everybody needs a standard dose. Not everybody needs a standard dosing schedule. And having those other options, right, can be helpful. So good job, Todd. Okay, mineral lady. Allie, it's been months that I could not find your support group on Facebook. I can't send messages to you. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the Facebook group is down. It's we got booted again. It's just one of those things. We have not restarted the group. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do from here, but yeah. And I need to make a new Facebook account that's not set to private, because I was using my personal account, which got dinged, by the way, because it, was attached to the group. I need to make a new Facebook account that's just like Allie Fit Flavor Fun, right? So that people can message me, because right now my personal account is set to private, which means you can't message me. All right. I deleted Facebook several years ago and have not missed it at all. I love YouTube. Yeah, I love YouTube too. If they start getting crazy like these other social media platforms, I am going to be so upset. But I'm hoping that they just stay the course. Roxanne. Hello. I was so glad to see your live scheduled this morning. I needed a shot of positivity today. I positively love that you are here. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. Yeah, I took the day off today, so I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do a live. I'm gonna start it early, which is great because we've had a ton of people join. By the way, if you are here and you're watching, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you hit that like button. You may have to minimize the chat and hit the like and then expand the chat again. If you could do that for me, that would be great because, like I said, I lost my Facebook group. So I need the YouTube algorithm to push out that people are watching the live. So if you could take a minute and do that for me, I would super appreciate it. Because I don't have a way to tell people, hey, I'm going live tonight. I used to do like a 10-minute warning or a 5-minute warning in the Facebook group. I can't do any of that now. So please like the video. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you hit that like button. Okay. All right. I think I'm doing it wrong. The vials are one use. I've been filling my syringe. Okay, Margot, so if you are on Zepbound, if you're on name brand, okay, and you're doing vials, I'm assuming Zepbound, then yes, they are single-use vials. What I was talking about earlier is somebody who's on compound. When somebody who's on compound gets sent their medication, there are multiple doses in a vial. Eli Lilly doesn't play that game. They do single dose vials because they don't want people to overdose themselves. So, is it 0.5 half? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the question is, but going back to your previous point, you'll have to let me know if you're on the Zepbound vial because those, like I said, it's single dose. Always, no matter where you're getting your medication from, always follow your instructions. And if you're not sure, stop, drop, and roll on over to the chat function so that you can talk to your medical provider. Okay. The number of people that I see that are not sure about what to do, either from compound or from single use vials, and they just do it anyway, and then they have a problem, right? Don't be that person. So, hey, Christy says, keeping me company on my drive home from work. Yay! Yeah, I was hoping I'd be able to catch people kind of, riding home. Christy Ann, you better not be riding dirty. Riding dirty. She's riding dirty. I'm just kidding. Christy is not riding dirty. Everybody just calm down. I hope she has somebody in the car with her that's like, what is going on? Do you ever do that? You're like listening to a podcast or something, and then like you got somebody in the car with you, and the person on the podcast says something crazy. I love that. I love to be that person. Anytime my dad calls me and his wife is in the car and he's like, hey, I got you on speakerphone, I immediately jump to saying something really inappropriate because you only live one life, right? You just got to have some fun. And you need to take other people with you while you have fun. Patty says, where have you been? Where have I been? Where? What do you mean? I'm right here. Last week was a holiday. So that's where I was then. I was eating turkey lurkeys. Let me know in the comments, how was everybody's Thanksgiving? How did you do on your GLP1 Thanksgiving journey? But yeah, I've been here and there and everywhere all around town. Get down on it. Get down on it. This is going to be like the most sing-songiest episode ever. I had somebody leave me a comment on one of my videos and they were like, you reference Captain Planet, you sing everything, and you put images on the screen of fun stuff from back in the day. I think I love you. Whoever you are, if you're watching, I love you too. Okay. It's all about the dog. Yes. Yes, it is. I agree. I concur. Hi, similar situation with surgeries and coming off tirzepatide. I was miserable and had a hard time getting motivated to restart. Thank goodness I got past it and took the shot, back on track and losing. Great. Yeah. It's definitely one of those things right? And it can be discouraging because, like, logically, you know that when you step on the scale, right, it's water weight, it's inflammation, you just had surgery or a procedure or whatever, right? But emotionally, you still get the emotional damage. Emotional damage, right? From seeing that number go up on the scale. It's hard. It's hard. So, Rose T 123. I like that. Hi from, is that a little Canadian flag? It's so tiny, I can't see it. I just finished my factor meal for dinner. Hit my protein goal today. All right, rock star. Love that. Hey, by the way, if you are in the comments and you have done one of those meal services like Factor or any number of them, let me know in the comments which one you did and if you liked it. Because I've seen quite a few of them and I would really love to try one, but I'm just concerned that they're like, "Ugh," right? So, oh my goodness. Marion Shu, 8372. Greetings from Cologne. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. In Germany. What if it's not Cologne? What if it's Cologne? That would be a really cool, like, fantasy city name. Like, get your dragons. We've got to fly and save the king of Cologne. Right? Like, wouldn't that be cool? Okay, you're gonna have to let me know how to pronounce it. But I love that. I don't know if I have any followers from Germany. I know I've got Australia, I've got the UK, I've got New Zealand, Sweden. You might be my first Germany person. I love you. Hey, Denise said she loves the latte shirt. Thank you. I got it off Shein. $5. Got this off Shein. It's just a little like waffle knit long sleeve. Okay. So I was having this conversation earlier today. I never wore brown. And thanks to a GLP1, I've lost 130 pounds. And now I have, like, first of all, I have ADD, so I like hyperfixate on things. And I have every outfit that I've been buying here recently, because now I have a shopping addiction. Bye-bye food addiction. Hello, shopping addiction. Everything I've been buying is brown. Like, I'm in love with everything brown. Chocolate, brown. I got a brown Stanley. I got brown accessories to go with it. I'll have to show you guys in the next video. I got a brown fleece lined Sherpa thing. Everything brown. And I'm loving it. I got brown shoes, brown purses. It's really a problem. Let me know. Let me know if you have a transfer addiction thanks to a GLP-1. Okay, Tara's got a question. Cute. Allie, now that you're with Shed, it's supposed to be Shed. Shed. Are you going to try compounding again? Yes. I'm already doing it. I curious about how you like them and what results you have compared to name brand. Yeah, so already 2 steps ahead of you, Tara. Yes, so I am utilizing compound, and I'm also testing out a new peptide. So be looking for the videos on that. And if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the little ring-a-ding bell so it'll notify you, because I, release new videos every day. And I've started doing multiple little short fun videos all throughout the day. So you definitely want to subscribe if you haven't already. Okay. So, by the way, let me know, are you guys loving the little short videos with Kevin? Do you like them? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Okay. So I have not seen a huge difference in how I feel on compound versus name brand. What I like about compound is that it provides that customization, right? So if you want to do split dosing, you can split dose, right? A name brand. It's just more challenging and certainly not something I would recommend for beginners. Um, but it's much easier with compound, and it's so much easier to have that conversation with your doctor, whether it's split dosing or you're wanting a customized dose, right? These telehealth doctors are trained specifically on this, right? It's not just some random PCP that's like, sure, I'll prescribe you to Zepbound for the weight loss. Here you go. Hope your insurance approves, right? These doctors are trained. So you can have kind of that back and forth conversation, which for somebody like me is a big deal, right? I've been on a GLP-1 for a long time. I'm a GLP-1 educator, right? So I know quite a bit. So being able to have that kind of transactional conversation where it's not just somebody telling me what to do, right? I can have some input too, is huge to me. And if you guys are wondering what Tara is referring to, the link will be in the description box, but also you can see it kind of in the ticker at the bottom, that I have a coupon code with tryshed.com that will save you money. So if you are one of those people that's losing access to your GLP-1 come the first of the year, there's no reason to wait. Use the coupon code, right? Save money now. Okay. As far as how it makes me feel, very, very similar. And I have tried quite a few different variations. So, different, like that. Some add B6, some add B12, some do, blah, 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 right? So I don't see a whole lot of difference. Now, when I do split dosing, that is when I see a difference. So you can take that for what it's worth. I know that there are some people that claim, right, they prefer name brand over compound or compound over name brand. I think that's kind of, we're all individuals. But for me, they both feel the same side effects, same guy, different name. Okay. Shenanery. Okay. Hey, Brian's Silver Health Quest. Brian's in the house. Hey, Brian, how's it going? So glad that you're here. Hey, Lessie, 4883. Hello, Allie, my first live with you. Thank you so much for being here. That's so awesome. If you have not seen any of my other lives, you're in for a treat. And make sure you go watch those because they're a lot of fun. I like for people to find me and then start watching the old lives and they're like, I know this is so old, but this is so great. It always puts a smile on my face because I love when people learn something new, right? All right, Debbie's got a cute. Anyone try the new prebiotic Pepsi? I ordered some. It hasn't arrived yet. Well, Debbie, I've been living under a rock. So I have not heard of this creature, the prebiotic Pepsi. It honestly doesn't surprise me, with all the Poppy and what are all the other ones? I can't even think of all the name brands that do, like the probiotic, prebiotic soda. I used to love water kefir or kefir, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I used to get grape water kefir. It was from, a little local company, and they stocked them. This is when I lived in Georgia. They stocked them at the Whole Foods. That was the only place I could find it. And it was like a grape soda, but it was kefir. And if you're not familiar with kefir, it's like a fermented drink. And I used to love them. Love them. Now, there is a different process for those than something like a prebiotic, probiotic soda. I would be interested to see what kind of process they're using. I think it's interesting. So, but I haven't tried it. So, anybody who has tried it, please in the comments, let us know. Debbie, keep us posted when yours comes in, right? Let us know about the flavor because I will definitely try it. The only Pepsi that I really like is the Pepsi, the zero sugar cherry Pepsi. I think that it has better cherry flavor than cherry Coke. But don't come for me in the comments because I also like cherry Coke. So, but that's like the only Pepsi product that I really drink. I'm really a Dr. Pepper girl. Like if they do a probiotic Dr. Pepper, sign me up. Okay, Tara says, I love Alani cookies and cream protein shake. Tastes like melted ice cream. The other flavors don't recommend. Yeah. I haven't tried that one yet. I've tried a bunch of other ones. Like everybody went crazy for the witch's brew. I had to doctor it up. Like I was really disappointed. I feel like that happens with a lot of things that like get hyped up, right? It's like, is it really that great? I don't know. That's why I try them. Okay. Brian says, doctor visit today, going up to 10 milligram Mounjaro. That's great. I loved 10. Loved 10. 12.5. 12.5 was my guy. All of a sudden, my constipation went away. Everything got easier. I can't explain it. There's no research to back it up. But for me, 12.5 was my buddy. I loved 12.5, but I also loved 10. So, as a matter of fact, I love them all with the exception of 7.5. 7.5, you suck, you go straight to hell. 7.5 was not my friend. I do not like you. Which is pretty common. Some people will say 7.5 was their favorite. It was their dose, but not me. Okay. Lorna. Hey, Lorna. I left work early because I have shingles. Oh my gosh. And the pain was too much to focus at work. What a surprise to on YouTube and see the live had just started. I didn't even know it was scheduled. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so sorry you have shingles. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. My heart goes out to you. I have never had shingles, but I have had family members that have had it, and it's just miserable. I'm so, so sorry. I am sending you great big air hugs that don't actually touch you because I'm sure you probably don't want people to touch you because your skin hurts. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you got to leave work early, though, and you got the surprise live. That's good. Oh my gosh, shingles. I'm drinking iced green tea with acai berry. Sounds like a pretentious tea, but it's tasty. That's so funny. And I read it all pretentious too. Acai. That's so funny. Hey, Debbie says 7.5 for 6 months, trying to drink more. I'm working out more. Water aerobics. I love water aerobics. I really love anything in the water. You will catch me in a pool pretending to be a mermaid at my grown age of 40 something. You will 1,000,000% see me mermaid in a pool. Don't laugh. You know you would do it too. It's just like, it's so good. Marco Polo, Marco Polo. Those were the good old days, right? We didn't have a care in the world. We didn't have bills. We, had all the toys, all the cool things, the video games. That was the life. We just didn't know it at the time. Okay. Hey, my German friend. I take Mounjaro for 8 weeks now. I lost just 10 pounds. Okay. It's not just 10 pounds. That is good. 8 weeks and 10 pounds is good. Another doctor told me not to eat. Okay, that doctor is fired. But even if I take 5 milligram shots, I feel a little hungry. Do I need to take more milligrams? Okay, so you'll have to let me know what dose you're on now. Are you on 5 milligrams, or have you for 8 weeks been on 2.5? Let me know. Now, while I'm waiting for you to respond, let me just tell you how to look at this, okay? Because just 10 pounds is not nothing. You look at how many weeks you've been on the medication and how many pounds you've lost, and then divide, right? So that's 2 pounds a week. Healthy weight loss is anywhere from 0 to 2 pounds a week. Now, the doctor who told you not to eat, I don't know what specifically they told you, but please don't go see that doctor again. Okay? That's not good. You need to eat. Obviously, we're human beings, right? Like, that just makes sense. But what happens if you don't eat is you will lose weight. Okay? There are people out there that will tell you, oh, you're not eating and that's why you stalled. No. What will happen is your body will downregulate because you're starving. Okay? The other thing that will happen if you don't eat is you're going to lose hair. Your nails are going to become brittle. You're going to start having skin problems. You may start having some other issues, right? We don't want that. We are on this health journey to become healthier. Nowhere in any amount of time on this earth were we ever meant to not eat, right? So hopefully what your doctor meant was that you need to be in a calorie deficit. That is accurate. And if you need help doing that, I have a video on how to use a tdeecalculator.net so that you can calculate your calorie deficit. And that way you can make sure that nutritionally what you're doing is sound, right? So that you don't have problems, but you still lose weight. It is so important, and I cannot stress this enough. 95% of weight loss is nutrition. So if you are someone like me that started out at, 285 pounds, I did not exercise for the first few months. It was all nutrition. You don't have to injure yourself, right? Or do anything crazy when it comes to exercise. So let me know about what dose you're on and how long you've been on it. Give me kind of the breakdown of your 8 weeks and how it's been going so I can better assist you here. Okay. P.S. I cannot walk, so I have no extra sport. It's okay. Totally okay. Like I said, weight loss is 95% nutrition. So I didn't start working out initially in my journey. Now, am I going to recommend that you do some weightlifting, right? In whatever capacity works for you, right? Absolutely, I will. Because we want to maintain muscle mass. Muscle mass keeps our metabolism at peak form, right? But you don't have to focus on it right now. So I find that many people who start out on a GLP-1, they try to do everything all at once. And that can be really overwhelming and it can lead to burnout. So Just take it in stride. Remember, we are in this for the long game. We are changing our health for forever. You don't have to do everything overnight. You didn't gain the weight overnight. You're not going to lose it all overnight. I know that we want to, right? It's just human nature. And we've been programmed, you know, for years and years with diet culture. Lose 5 pounds in 5 minutes, right? But really sustainable, healthy weight loss happens over time. So, great question. Okay. Callie, do you have a good collagen supplement that is not a powder? I don't like the powder stuff. Unfortunately, I don't. I don't take collagen supplements. There's a lot of mixed information when it comes to collagen supplements, and unfortunately, a lot of the ones that have hit the market recently are really just glorified protein products. They're not really doing anything that they claim the collagen can do. So I don't have an option for you. Just being honest. There are some supplements that you can use to achieve kind of what collagen is claiming. But it just depends on what you want to do. But if you are specifically looking for protein, then you want to go with a protein product, and you want to be careful because the big thing that's out right now is protein pills. Make sure you read the fine print. So yeah. So if somebody else in the comments has a good collagen supplement that they want to recommend, you can absolutely check those out. But let me know what you want the collagen for, and maybe I can kind of direct you that way. Especially if you don't want another powder, right? I know it seems like everything we add is powder, so trust me, I get it. Roxanne said, I think we need a tea flavor called pretentious tea. Yeah. I could just see somebody like tea time with like the old vintage teacup, right? With the pinky out, right? Pretentious tea. Love it. She said, yes. It's so funny. All right, I'm trying to find the questions here. Hi, Allie from Cali. Hey, Carla from Cali. Following you since July. Thank you for that, by the way. Started my journey in August. 22 pounds down, 15-20 to go. Nice. I've had gastric bypass and lap band over bypass surgeries. My highest weight was 321. Current weight 166. Carla, you are a rock star. That is awesome. And thank you so much for sharing all of that info, because I get questions all the time that people who have had gastric bypass, lap band, right, any of the gastric procedures, and they're always like, Allie, can people do this? Can they get on a GLP-1? Is it helpful? And I love seeing comments like this because the answer is yes, right? GLP-1s can absolutely help people that have had, gastric procedures. So I love that. And I love that for you, Carla. That's so awesome. Just 15 to 20 to go. Isn't that crazy? Like, do you look at old pictures of yourself and do you have kind of a moment where you're like, who is that? That happened to me today. I'm putting together a video where I'm going to be showing a lot of older pictures that I haven't shared previously. And I was looking at some of them and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even recognize me. Because in my mind, right, I've always looked like this. But clearly, I didn't. The mind is a weird thing, especially mine. My brain, she cray-cray. Tara says, I'm drinking water mixed with Belly Welly mixed berry flavor. Yummy. That is yummy. Belly Welly, is that one of those probiotic things. It sounds familiar. Okay. HC says, do you do intermittent fasting or long fasting 24 hours or more? If so, how often? This is a great question. I'm about to blow your mind. So, no, I don't do any type of structured fasting because fasting is not a one size fits all. I am a type 2 diabetic, and for some reason, my body hates fasting. My blood sugar will bottom out. I will feel like garbage. I will have all sorts of issues. I will get headaches. I have never in my whole life been somebody who can do fasting. Now, having said that, because of a GLP-1, there are some days where I don't eat late at night. I eat early in the evening. So, and then sometimes I'm not hungry when I first wake up. And I will wait to eat, right? Once I start to get a little bit hungry. So for some people, they would say, oh, well, if, so from the time that you're not eating at night all the way overnight and then in the morning, that's fasting. I mean, it could be if you want to consider it. But honestly, I just listen to my body and like whatever my body wants to do on a GLP-1 is what I do. And only in the beginning of my GLP-1 journey did I force myself to eat. So, for example, somebody was talking earlier in the live about how, right after shot day, they're really struggling to get calories in. In that specific instance, I did not have the experience and the trust in me and my body to say, okay, we'll fast, or okay, we'll, have fewer calories today. I forced myself to eat. And I'm grateful that I did, right? It kept me from losing muscle. It kept me from losing hair. Like, it's important. The thing with fasting that many people don't take into account is for many, it can be a forced calorie deficit, right? So instead of looking at your calories for the day, right? You can utilize the fasting to tighten up that window of how much you eat. And then on a GLP-1, right, you're going to get full, you're not going to eat as much, right? All the things kind of come into play. So for many people, they can utilize that instead of tracking calories. I'm a tracking calories kind of girl. And then plus, right, I don't do well fasting. Now, for other people, they do very well fasting or even long fasting. And I do have a couple of people who follow me that do the long fasting. Um, I think there was a guy that was in the support group that I had where he used to do really long fasts, like 72 hours and stuff like that. But he was being monitored by a medical professional, right? So he was going about it the right way. But whenever somebody asks me about fasting, I always remind people it's not a one size fits all. It's not a good fit for everyone. Some people can do it, some people can't. I'm one of those people where I really can't do like a long fast. My body just won't do it. So, but great question. Dun 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 dun! Never fear, Nora is here. Hey there. So glad that you could join us. Now we could get the party started. Debbie's right. Everybody hit that thumbs up. We have a ton of people here tonight. Thank you so much, everybody coming to hang out with me and hang out with our community in the comments. You guys are fantastic. Jillian's got a real big question because there are 4 Qs. Q, 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 Q. I'm under 200 pounds for the first time since my teens. Great job. In the 90s, Love the 90s. But I've also stalled for over a month. It's okay. Stalls are okay. I've been on 10 milligram of Zepbound for several months. Should I go to 12.5 or wait till 2026? This is a great question. So, first and foremost, whenever we're talking about going up in dose, the very first question that I'm going to ask is, are you having any side effects? If yes, have you talked to your doctor about it? Right? So that's the first thing. If you are at any dose, right, not just Jillian's situation, but any dose, and you are having side effects that are problematic for you, you got to talk to your doctor before you talk about going up in dose. So that would be my first question, Jillian. Secondly, I would say, how do you feel on 10? Okay. Are you having appetite suppression? Are you having increased satiety, right? Which is where you get fuller faster. You're not necessarily losing weight, but how are your measurements? Are you gaining muscle and losing fat? So the weight is staying the same, but your measurements may have changed. For example, I have not lost any weight here recently, but I was able to put on a size 10 pants. I've been a size 12 for many, many, many months now. I am technically in a stall, but there's got to be some kind of recomposition that's going on in the midsection for me because I was able to put on those pants very comfortably, but my weight is the same. So it's important, Jillian, that you're looking at all these different factors. How are cravings? Are you having a lot of cravings? Is the food noise creeping in? You have to look at all of these different factors before you go up in dose. Now, as somebody who suffers from cravings and food noise and it's really problematic, I will say that if you are having a lot of food noise and cravings, but you're not losing weight and you want to go up in dose, absolutely do it, right? There's no reason to struggle. If you're not, and you feel good on 10, but you're just not losing weight, I would encourage you to take this as an opportunity to do what I was talking about earlier in the live, which is lean into the stall. This is a great opportunity to eat at maintenance level calories, concentrate on something other than losing weight, and give your body a break. Because, like I said, our bodies are not meant to be in a calorie deficit 24/7 for years at a time. So I know it's not fun, right? Like, I'm not going to win any awards, GLP1 awards, for telling people to do that. But I put my money where my mouth is, and that is what I am currently doing. And every time I have done this, if I go up in dose or I go back into a calorie deficit but not go up in dose, I start losing weight again. So even if you just want to give it a try for like 2 weeks or finish out December, like you were saying, wait till 2026, finish out December, right? Go to the tdeecalculator.net, calculate your maintenance calories, really focus on protein. If you're not lifting weights, focus on lifting weights. If you are lifting weights, see if you can max out some of those numbers, right? Build some muscle. Doing all of those things is going to set you up for success long term. Even though it's not fun to just stall out and stop losing weight, right? I get it. Trust me, I feel it too. Even though that's not fun, it can be beneficial. And it can help you to kind of jumpstart things and get it going in the future. So, yeah. So take a look at all of the things that I mentioned, right? Sit down and make a list. See how you feel. And then go from there. But yeah. Yeah, I definitely encourage people to lean into a stall. I think it is our body's way of telling us, hey, we've been doing a lot. We've been losing weight. We've been doing the things. You changed our diet. You changed our hydration. You changed a whole bunch. And we've been working with you, but we need a break. I think that's what our bodies are saying. So, yeah, Nora. Super Nora swooping in with the cape. I love that. I love it. Okay. Oh no. I just hit pan. I got nothing left. That's terrible. I might have to go refill it if we're going to keep going. How long have we been going? An hour and 20 minutes, 43 seconds. Okay. Dosing is also different of addition of vitamins or glycine, NAD+, along with concentration of dilution liquid, as well as API changes. That API dose concentration, if that helps. Yes. I love when the nurses chime in because they say things so succinctly that I don't. Love you for that. I do sugar-free peach liquid IV. Love that. I've been really liking peach. Peach and watermelon have been my flavors here lately. Okay. John's in the house. I'm on 10 milligram, almost no effect yet. Apparently, I'm a really slow responder. Is there hope for me at 12.5 and 15? Yes, John. So when you say slow responder, let me know how many weeks have you been on the med? Okay, I see you're at 10. And how much weight have you lost? If you're comfortable sharing. If you don't want to share, that's okay. But yes, let me tell you something that's going to make you really happy. There is a subsect of people that lose all of their weight at 15. I have spoken to many, many, many of them, and they were super frustrated going through the doses. They may have lost a little bit here or there. They may have lost some water weight or some inflammation, but no significant weight loss, right? But then they get to 15, and it's like, boom, Bob's your uncle. Right? We don't have a lot of research on it. I can't explain it other than to say that for many people, they need that higher dosing because that's what their body needs, right? Just like if you had high blood pressure and you started out at the lowest dose, right? Which is what I had to do when I was on blood pressure meds, not on blood pressure meds anymore. Woohoo. But they start you out at the lowest dose, right? Because there can be some pretty gnarly side effects for blood pressure meds. Not fun. I hated it. Hated it. So they start you out at the lowest dose. You don't really get results. They move you up. You don't really get results. They move you up. You don't really get results. They move you up until you find the dose that your body needs, and then you start to get results. The same is true of peptides. So, John, let me know. Let me know what the breakdown is if you want to. How long you've been on the meds and how much weight you've lost. Also, as a side note, use this time to do all the things. If you are one of those people that does not lose any weight until they get to 15, and then all of a sudden, Bob's your uncle, and it starts kicking in and you start losing weight, you want to make sure that you utilized this time of going up through the doses to prioritize protein. Make sure you're getting movement in. Make sure that you are doing something to maintain muscle, right? Staying hydrated, all the GLP1 things. Just because you're not losing weight yet, or very minimally, right? You'll have to let me know if you want to. Doesn't mean that you get out of jail free card, right? You still have to do all the things because when it kicks in and it starts working, you will be so grateful. You will be so grateful. And I've helped many, many people get all the way up to 15 and then they start seeing results. It makes a huge difference. So invest in yourself now so that you can have the results later. I know it's super frustrating, John. I get it. I know. Just keep showing up for yourself. It'll pay off in the end. Oh, DD's downsizing diva, aka Shay. I should have known that. I was like, you can see where my brain went. I was like, Dungeons and Dragons. Sorry, Shay, if you watch this. Downsizing diva. Meh. I got that one wrong, but it's okay. Roxanne says, you are not alone in your struggle to stay hydrated. Please repeat the word shenanery at least twice every 10 minutes during this chat. Yes. By the way, I just said shenanery. But my drink is empty. Oh no. That's the downside to having this smaller drink. It helps me to go through it faster though. I keep refilling it because that's the fun part, right? To refill it. Yeah. Hydration struggle is real shenanery. Yes, it is. You guys better be taking sips. Super skitty. Super skitty. I love that. That would be the best name for like a hardcore girl rapper. Super skitty. Love that. With like the old style 90s Jinkos and like the little top like Aaliyah used to do. Super skitty. There you go. Sign you up. You just became a pop sensation. You're welcome. Okay. Hey, Robin's here. Hey, Robin. It's been a hot minute, but you look fantastic. No, you look fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, they had a holiday last week, but I'm back in action. Unwavered life. Thanks. I'm still waiting for my Mounjaro. Well, why are you waiting? Are they shipping it to you? What do you mean? What do you mean? Where is your Mounjaro? Okay. Yo-yo mom. Yo-yo mom. It's like it's almost a mom joke. Yo-yo mom. No mom joke. Okay. Hi, Allie. Hello. 2 weeks in after switching from Sema to TERS, doing great and actually lost a pound. Great, which I didn't expect, starting over low. Good. Very good. No side effects this week and some appetite suppression. That's great. So you're just on what, 2.5? That's awesome. I love that for you. And I love that you're already losing weight. See, this is the other thing that people don't talk enough about. And Yo-Yo Mom, I'm so glad that you made this comment. So people switching from semaglutide to tirzepatide, many times doctors will switch you over at a higher dose. But this is a perfect example of why you start at the lowest dose. First of all, these two medications are not the same. These are two different dudes. Okay? Two different dudes doing two different things. And it's important to remember that even though you may have gone to the highest dose of semaglutide, tirzepatide is a whole different animal. And if you were to jump over in dose, you may be okay, you may not be okay, right? It just depends on the person. But you miss out on a huge opportunity where if you start at the lowest dose and you get results, that is that much further that you can take it up in dosing. If you jump in at a higher dose, which unfortunately a lot of doctors do, sure, you may lose weight, but what if you could have lost that weight at lower doses and had more doses to go up, right? And unfortunately, there's just not enough people talking about that. So I am so happy for you. This is awesome news. Love it. Hey, Venus is in the house. What's up? Okay. Michelle says, thank you. I'll give that super double shake a try. Great idea. Oh, and I play D&D. That's awesome. Yeah. Give the super duper shake a try. It's great. And you can do it so many different ways, right? Have fun with it. There is no rule that says you have to take your protein powder and you can only mix it with water or milk. That's boring. We don't live in a box. Allie refuses to be in a box, but I don't refuse to vogue. So, yeah, have fun with it. Mix stuff together. I love to do a Fairlife and a Biocare shake. Put those two together. So good. Listen, I got a new 0-calorie creamer that is mocha flavored. I took my chocolate caramel Biocare shake, a Fairlife. Okay, so that's 30 grams of protein over here. Fairlife, 30 grams of protein over here. Put those together, added the mocha creamer because I just really wanted something like super chocolatey and I was craving sweet. You guys, it was so good. It was so good. It was delicious and 60 grams of protein. Knocking it out of the park. What? All for breakfast. Somebody stop me. I'm on a GLP1 baseball game, right? Like, she shoots, she scores. That's basketball. Wrong sport. We got a lot of guys in the house tonight, and I'm trying with the sports metaphor, guys. Can you just show me some love, fellas? I try so hard to make sure that my GLP1 fellas feel included. Okay. Okay. Nothing works like a shot. Yes. Yeah. Injections are the way to go. Right? It's just like all these GLP-1 supplements that you see. Many of them can be helpful if taken in conjunction with a GLP-1, but many of them that are claiming to do the things a GLP-1 does, right? That's all garbage. Brenda, where have you been? She's late. She's late for a very important date. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Now we can get this party started an hour and 32 minutes in. No, but seriously, I'm glad you're here. Todd said, thank you, Allie. Great answer to my question. I like your smile as well. Thank you. Love that. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I got my GLP-1 dudes. I got to look out for you guys, right? They're like, please, Allie, just stop with the sports references. Just please, don't do that. Oh, no, I will do it. I married into a family that forces me to watch football, okay? And I still, to this day, love using the wrong sports references while watching. Okay? So, for those of you who may not be sports people, which I'm not, in football, they do like, the hand motions and they throw a flag, right? Well, they have one that's kind of like this. I think it means offsides or something. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm bad at the whole sports thing. But for me, I think of back in the day in high school when that was like, when you were watching basketball, that was the sign for traveling. So I'm always like, they'll be like, oh, look, the ref, he's throwing a flag for that play. What's going on? I'm like, oh yeah, I saw it. He was traveling. Let me just tell you, there is no faster way to have everyone from a football family turn and look at you and go, what? I live for it. It's great. Okay. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. All right. Winnie Earl. That's so cool. It sounds like a country music star, right? I love that. Earl. I hope you can find another platform. Can you create your own website? I'm looking into it. So, this is in reference to my Facebook group getting shut down, which, by the way, if you feel sorry for me that my positive only GLP-1 community got shut down on Facebook, please like this video because I am still upset about it. I actually didn't talk about it for quite some time because I was really upset. I was really upset the first time. And people continue to message me and say, I can't find the group. What happened? And I'm like, it's not you. It's not you. It's Facebook. Hey, Doris is in the house. Hello. Unwavered life with the hearts and the thumbs up. Boo, boo, boo. Hey, today is my shot day. Love that. Tomorrow is my shot day. Mine has 10 doses. Okay, I think Brenda was talking about the compound vial, right? Talking about multiple doses. Yeah, I think so, because it says pull 20 units. Yep. Always got to read the instructions. Stop, drop, and roll over to the instructions. And then if you still don't know the answer, who you gonna call? Your doctor. Right? Look, all the people who left the live, they're gonna miss out on this part, right? They are missing out, but you're here for it, and I love you for that. I'm gonna start doing that from now on. I should cut that clip from this video and just insert it into other videos, because I'm constantly saying, call your doctor, talk to your doctor, do this, do that, call the pharmacist. If you don't understand the instructions, stop. Do not take the medication. Talk to a professional, right? So I should just clip that part and say, who you gonna call? Your doctor. Love that. That's going to be my next little short clip. I'm going to write it down right now because I love that. And I think that would be cute for those little short clip videos. By the way, did you guys tell me in the comments if you're enjoying the little short videos that I've been putting out multiple times a day? Let me know. Melissa, I see you from Oklahoma. I've been to Oklahoma. It's very hot there. I don't recommend. Unless you enjoy hot, which apparently, now that I've lost 130 pounds and I'm freezing to death, apparently I should live there. So what am I saying? I'm okay. All right. I'm moving to Oklahoma. Melissa, do you have room for me there? Can I come there? I have lots of dogs. Let me know. Okay. Who you gonna call? Yo, doctor! Ghostbusters theme. Okay. You were here. You brainstormed it with me. You all get credit. Okay. Hey, Debbie, thank you so much. You're so sweet. We've gotten so many super chats tonight. You guys are just fantastic. I super appreciate you all. Thank you. Okay. Hey, Christian's in the house. What's up? How you doing? Hey, Allie, had a rough week. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Glad you're doing a live tonight. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you have to tell me why you had a rough week if you want to. No pressure. I like to interact with people so that I can get to know them, but then sometimes when I go back and rewatch a video, I'm like, Allie, why you being nosy? Maybe Christian doesn't want to tell you why he had a bad week. Calm down. I promise you, I don't mean anything by it. I'm not trying to be nosy. Like, this is how I learn people and their names and their profile pictures. And that's why it messes me up when you guys change your profile pictures. Debbie, I didn't say anything because I recognize your name, but you changed your profile picture. Don't think I didn't notice. But thankfully, you have a memorable first and last name. So I'm not mad. Just don't want you to think I didn't notice. Okay, so Christian, yeah, tell me what's up, man. What's up? What happened? Okay, Melissa said my SO won't put me on speakerphone in his truck when the grandkids are with him. Melissa, I love that. I will often trick people into putting me on speakerphone. I will lull them into a peaceful place And then when I hear that I'm on speakerphone, or like you can hear the difference in their voice, like they get in the car, psh, unleash the beast, right? Like I just get crazy. Also, watched part of the cold on GLP-1 video at lunch. I will finish later after this live. Yeah, it was a really fun video to make because I have been hunting for products to keep me warm. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I refused to be cold this winter on a GLP-1. I was miserable my first winter. Miserable. I'm talking feet so painfully cold that I was visiting my dad, got up in the middle of the night, and went and turned on a hot shower to just put my feet in the tub. No one should be forced to endure that, right? Like, it's terrible. So anyway, I did a lot of research. I tested a lot of products. I bought everything that's in that video with my own moolah. So you know that I'm giving it to you real. So yeah, definitely make sure you watch that one. And if you're watching this video and you haven't watched the cold on a GLP-1 video, you should definitely go check it out. Lots of really great gift ideas for people, your friends and family that may be on a GLP-1 as well. Wink, wink. You could put them in the position of being warm and toasty. So, okay. Turkey Day. Collaborated meal prep and cooking. Very thankful for my wife. Day was chill. Great food. Turkey, stuffing, potatoes, butternut squash rolls, homemade pumpkin pie. I feel like I had to hold myself back from singing that song that was like, beans, potatoes, right? Like, I'm sure you saw it like crazy over Thanksgiving, right? Yams, right? She just goes off. I love that. You name it. I love it. That's fantastic. Also, this Thanksgiving sounds really good. Oh no, Brenda, I lost my cat today for 5 hours. That's terrible. I walked the neighborhood searching high and low, cried for an hour, and found her in the kitchen cupboard. Okay, so first of all, I'm glad that you found her. Second of all, Kitty, how did you end up in the cupboard? Did you open the cupboard? But at least you know where to look next time. I understand that. Oh, my German friend. Okay. I literally took 1 day of German, okay? I took 1 day of German. I took 2 days of French and decided to go with Spanish. Köln? Köln, the O with the 2 dots. I don't want to cheat and do Google, but I am going to look up how to pronounce this later because I know I'm saying it wrong. But it's so cool. If you missed that part, if you're late to the live, Marion is from Germany and listed out the city name, to which I promptly pronounced it incorrectly. So, but I love this. That is so cool. Maybe I should research some German city names when it comes to writing my fantasy book. Do you see that over there? That's an iPad. That's a wireless keyboard. That's like a typewriter. Can you hear the clicky? I'm in love. Anyway, I'm writing a book. Well, technically, I'm writing 2 books because I got ADD, okay? I don't do any one thing at a time. I'm not an overachiever. I just can't concentrate. Be nice. Okay. Hey, Sherry's here. Does NAD really help with fatigue? Yes. Give you energy? Yes. And what other benefits are there from NAD? Okay, so there is a big long list of things when it comes to NAD. And if you're looking for more information, I highly recommend that you go. I have a 2-part series where I talk about what is NAD, NAD plus, what some of the benefits are. And then the second video is my experience on NAD. So definitely go check those out for something a little more in depth. There are a ton of listed benefits for NAD. However, semicolon. It is very easy to find online where people are like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing since sliced bread, right? And they're just trying to sell you something. That's not me. I had a legitimate need. I tested something out. It worked. I have not noticed a difference in any of those other things. Okay. So only when it comes to the fatigue and only when it comes to increased energy and focus. So if you want to call those 3 things, you can. In those 3 things, I 1,000,000% will say NAD has helped me. Fatigue, gone. Energy, phenomenal. Focus, also phenomenal. Now, when it comes to NAD, I like to be very clear with people that I was going through a compounding pharmacy and that I was also microdosing. Technically speaking, I am still microdosing. So it's important to remember that if you want to do NAD, there are 2 options. There is injectable, which I highly recommend. It is always going to be the most efficient option, right, for your body to absorb. Okay. All of the research supports that. The other option is a nasal spray. I have not tried that, but the research also supports the nasal spray. So those are 2 options. What I would not mess around with is pills, supplements, tablets, right? Like all of that. I was not able to find any research on any of that. And of the few people that I could find that did that option, they didn't feel any difference. And they ended up walking away from NAD plus and saying, oh, this doesn't work. This is why it's so important to do your research and to make sure that you are utilizing something in a manner in which it is most beneficial, right? This is like earlier we talked about sublingual and pill form tirzepatide, right? Is it useful? Sure, it can be if you're in maintenance and you don't need to lose weight. But if your goal is to lose weight, you may not see the results that you're looking for. An injection is always going to be the better option. So, I have actually taken like a couple of days off of work to clean house and downsize and we've got some new furniture that's going to be coming in, so I'm like cleaning and dusting and doing all the things, and I love the NAD. I recently switched providers, right? Which of course is trished.com. I have a coupon code. It's in the description box or it's down there in the ticker if you want to give them a try. One of the things that, ADD, one of the things that I talked about with my new provider was, hey, I've been on NAD plus, here's how long I've been on it. I'd really like to stay on it. I feel amazing. It helps me, but I'm doing a microdose. Can I continue to do the microdose? Right. And we went over all of that. So I would encourage everyone who wants to try NAD to start out, first of all, have a conversation with your doctor. Second of all, talk to them about starting out with a microdose. I wish that I knew about microdosing back when I first started a GLP1. Because for many people, You don't need these big, huge doses. And like I said, I'm doing a microdose. I get all the benefits and I have not needed to go up in dose. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. I continue to purchase it because I feel amazing. Side note, I only take it like a couple times a week. I know there are some providers out there that, I mean, technically you can take NAD every day. And there are some providers who prescribe it that way. I don't need that much. Microdose, and I, don't need it every single day. I find that the effects last. So just some things to keep in mind. One of the things that I love about Shed, and one of the reasons why I decided to partner with them, is because their NAD is very affordable. Some companies, it's more expensive. So I always just encourage people to do your research, right? And you definitely want to ensure that you are going with a company that is well educated when it comes to microdosing, right? That's really important. So, yeah. If there are two things that I could recommend, it's a GLP-1 and NAD+. Like if those were the only two things I could recommend. And I love doing the injections. I know it sounds crazy, right? It sounds weird to say that out loud, but I love it. I look forward to it. It's great. I love the way I feel. It kicks in just like a couple of hours. I can tell the difference. It's fantastic. Hey, triple digit transformation. Hello. Good to see you too. So glad you're here. All right. I got to get caught up with the questions here because we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. Tammy's in the house. Okay. Tara said, I did Factor for a couple of weeks. The meals are pretty good. Okay, good to know. Doris loves the color brown. Right now, Doris, it's like all I'm wearing is brown. I love it. Ooh, Tammy said, I'm loving the shorts. Thank you. I think I've seen quite a few of your comments on the little shorts that I put out. I'm trying to space them out throughout the day, but you guys, I'm having so much fun with the short videos. So if you have not been watching them, please, if you need a laugh, if you need a smile, if you need a chuckle, go check those out because A, I'm having a blast. And B, they can be a nice little pick-me-up, right, in the day. And they're just like 10 seconds long, 30 seconds long, right? They're not really long, but I'm having a lot of fun. Thank you, Tammy, for the feedback. All right, Roxanne says, navy blue coupled with brown shoes, belt, purse, jacket is classy. Yes, love navy blue with brown. 1,000,000% agree. Okay. Joni says, before I lost 157.1 pounds, all I ever wore is black clothes. Now I wear beige, green, maroon, blue, and brown. That's fantastic. I love that. I'm kind of like branching out, right? Just trying some new things. But I love that you are too, Joni. Right? We got to have a little bit of fun with this. Okay. Lori says, tell me exactly how to split dose. So, Lori, I've got some videos on this where I talk about split dosing, and it's going to be different based on the individual. So I can't tell you exactly for you. What I can do is give you kind of a general overview. Essentially, what split dosing is when you take your weekly dose. So, for example, let's say you're on 10 milligrams of compound tirzepatide, and you're going to split it up into 2 shots. So you're going to take 5, and then however many days later that your doctor specifies, you take 5 again. So you're still taking 10 for the week, right, which is your dose, but you're splitting it up to 5 and 5. Because of the half-life of these medications, right, we have kind of this peak when we first inject, right, shot day. And that peak can lead to some extreme side effects: nausea, vomiting, constipation, diarrhea, right? We could go through a big long list. what happens with split dosing and what many patients see is that when they take their dose and they split it into 2 different shots and they've got days in between, it allows them to still get all of the benefits of that full dosage, right? In this case, the 10 milligrams, but you don't have such a drastic peak and then fall off. It's a much more even keeled kind of thing over the week, and it allows you to kind of keep the consistency of the level of the med in your system, right? So, but right, like I said, I can't give you anything specific because I don't know what you're on, but it is something that you can talk about with your doctor, especially if you're somebody who's having a lot of extreme side effects. That's really the number one type of person that would benefit from split dosing. Number two would be somebody that really struggles a couple days after shot day to eat anything at all, right? Kind of that extreme nausea, extreme, right? I'm not just talking about a little bit, not talking about like, well, I don't feel like eating. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about extreme. So those are kind of like the top 2 groups of people that really benefit from split dosing. But many people, anecdotally speaking, have talked about split dosing, how much they like it, how they just kind of feel even keeled. I personally like it. And what I talked to my doctor about was I wanted to be able to eat more. And when I say eat more, I mean eat more consistently over the week so that I could reach my protein goals. Because again, right, you kind of have that peak and then you're like, oh, I don't want to eat anything. And then it tapers off. And at the end of the week, you're like, I will eat everything under the sun, right? So this provides a much more even keel kind of experience. It's challenging to explain it. So my best advice to you would be definitely go check out those videos where I talk about split dosing and also have a conversation with your doctor. Hopefully, fingers crossed, your doctor is somebody who is well versed in this. If not, then you may want to look into setting up an appointment with a doctor who is, right? And of course, I partner with Shed, so they are somebody who is experienced with, and they train their doctors when it comes to microdosing. So yeah. But like as far as how many days in between, how much to do, how to draw it from the vial, right? All of that is going to be patient specific. So I can't really give you specifics on that. My doctor prescribed my Lilly GLP last April, and uh-oh, Barbara, I think it got cut off there. Oop, hang on. I think I found it. Hold on. And I haven't talked to him since. I have been totally on my own figuring out what to do. Yeah, Barbara, this is incredibly common. Incredibly common. The only thing that I will say when it comes to being on a GLP-1 and, not really having medical support is I would highly recommend that you get blood work every 3 months. That is one of the ways where I was able to catch something before it became a problem. And if you'd like to go watch those videos where I go in depth and talk about what happened and what the labs were and what they said and what it means, it's a 2-part series, what went wrong and how I fixed it. And it's called Bad Labs. So I definitely recommend that you go watch those 2 videos. And I recommend for everyone that you get labs done every 3 weeks. No, my insurance does not cover labs that often. I pay for it out of pocket. Yes, it is 1,000,000% worth it, because if I did not catch that issue before it became an issue, this is where you see a lot of people that get pulled off of their GLP-1 by their doctor because their labs are wonky, and immediately doctors are like, oh my gosh, malpractice, we're going to take you off the med, right? if I had $1 for every time I saw somebody post that in these support groups, I would be loaded. I would be recording from my studio, okay? I would not be recording in my office. So, yeah, labs every 3 months. Highly recommend. Okay, if you haven't hit that like button, don't forget, hit the like. Okay. Sandy says, Allie, do you split dose your meds? Yes. I am on 10 milligrams and I'm finding that it has helped me so much. Yes. I really love split dosing. Um, I like more of that kind of even keel over the week where I have appetite suppression, I have satiety, but it's not, oh my gosh, I can't eat. And it's not, oh my gosh, eat everything under the sun, right? It's very even. I really, really like that. So, and my doctor is a huge supporter of that. And she has said to me that she hears that a lot from patients, again, especially the ones with extreme side effects. And many of them, the extreme side effects go away completely with split dosing. So it can definitely be beneficial. Okay. Allie, your advice has been key on keeping my side effects minimal and my mindset right on track. Awesome. Love that for you. I especially appreciated the newbies playlist and watching your journey from the beginning. That's awesome. I love that. I love when I get new subscribers and they go watch the newbies playlist, which, if you're not familiar, it is like every question you could possibly think of on a GLP-1. I made a video about it. And then, yeah, watching my journey from the beginning is pretty wild. I have gone back to watch some of those videos and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Or, oh, I really messed that up, right? There's such a learning curve and I love it. I love it. To me, those videos are priceless. So I'm so glad that they're helpful for you. That's awesome. Thank you for telling me that. You just made my day. Okay, Debbie says, I've noticed absolutely no difference in name brand and compound. Yeah. It's either way, right? Some people say they notice no difference, right? Like me. And then other people are like, oh my gosh, it's a huge difference. I like whichever one better. So I enjoyed your scuba video a while back. You have many skills. Thank you. I haven't thought about that scuba video in a while. I like that one. It was a good one. If you haven't seen it, go find it. It's got the picture of all the scuba divers down on the bottom with the sharks. There be sharks. Okay. Hello from, oh my gosh. I wish they made these flags bigger. I can't see. When you, Eni, which flag is this? Is this the Dominican flag? I apologize if I have the wrong flag. Oh, it's on the flower. That's a hibiscus flower. What flag is that? It's got 1 star. High school geography. Don't fail me now. I don't know. Eni, you're going to have to tell me. Tell me where this is. I got this flag wrong. I know I did. Anyway, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Week 37 of Mounjaro, 10 milligrams. Did my fiber scan this morning. Oh, and I fainted. What is a fiber scan? Oh, hold on. Oh, see, Roxanne's like, what is a fiber scan? Hold on. Eni, I gotta find you. Oh, sonogram for the liver. Thank God I'm okay. Yeah, thank God you're okay. Holy guacamole. Why were you doing a sonogram for your liver? You'll have to let us know if you want to. Fiber scan. I don't think I've heard that before. Huh. Yeah, I wonder why that would cause you to faint. That's wild. Oh no, I'm allergic to aspartame and sucralose. That's terrible. I prefer, like, other sugar options, but it can be challenging to find stuff. Okay, Brenda says, I've lost 17 pounds in 9 weeks. Awesome. I am thrilled. I know there are people who have lost more than that, but hey, I'm okay with it. That's a lot of weight, right? You take the number of weeks, number of pounds, divide by number of weeks, healthy weight loss, 0 to 2 pounds per week. You're doing fantastic. And you should be okay with it because you are a rock star. Okay? There. I said it. You made me say it. I don't know why you made me say it, but I'm here to say it. And I did. Look out. Okay. Hey, my German friend. Okay. I took 4 weeks of 2.5 and then the other 4 weeks of 5. Okay, great. The doctor said my calories were too much. He advised me to eat an apple in the morning and a salad in the evening, but I'm still hungry. Okay. Do you have access to a dietitian? Let me know. Forgive me, I'm not familiar with like insurance or healthcare over in Germany, so forgive me, I don't know the specifics, but let me know if you have access to a nutritionist or a dietitian, preferably a dietitian. If you do, or you can meet with one, please do. Okay? Because this doctor, first of all, most general practitioners are not well versed in nutrition. Okay? It's like 9 hours worth of coursework over the course of however many years that they're in school. Okay? So most of them, not all of them, most of them are not well versed when it comes to nutrition, and many of them had nutrition classes way back in the day. Okay? By the way, back in the day, they used to do bloodletting and put leeches on you to cure you because your blood was spoiled. Okay, let's not be listening to doctors who got their education back in the Renaissance. Okay, we need to find somebody who is a specialist, dietitian, nutritionist. Okay. And yes, you're going to be hungry because it sounds to me like, this doctor is not giving you sound nutritional advice. So I would recommend you seek a professional, right? And have them calculate your calories and see what's a good option for you. Remember, chronic undereating is not good long term. And we are in this for the long term. We are making changes in our health to better our health. Okay? That is not healthy. I mean, certainly an apple for a snack or a salad for dinner because you like to have something light. I like to do that sometimes. But I meet my protein goal, right? I'm starting out the day with protein, and it doesn't all have to be about protein, but I'm just concerned about you. So please keep me posted. Let me know, is there a dietitian or a nutritionist that you can make an appointment with? Sometimes, like here in the US, sometimes they'll have them that work at like a gym or a place where you can work out. I don't know if that's the case in Germany, but let me know. Okay? Because you are just starting out and we want to make sure that you have a strong foundation. Strong foundation is not an apple and a salad. Okay? That's some diet garbage. We're not doing that. Okay? You're not doing that. Okay. Keep me posted. Okay. Lindy. Hey, Lindy. Looks like you're on a beach. Love that. I do not want to be on the beach today because, let me tell you, it was like cold and raining and bleh. Okay. I am on 5, I think it's supposed to be milligrams splitting dose, Tuesday and Fridays. MJ is working so well for me. Okay, maybe it is 5 pen. Great. I feel great. Fantastic. Haven't had any side effects. I've been lucky. Nutrition is key. Absolutely. Shenanery is key too. I'm just sucking air at this point. I was hoping the ice would melt but it's a Stanley. So the ice is not melting. Okay. All right. Barbara says, I've gone up from 2.5 to 15 in 7 months. Okay. I'm confused why people stay on the same dose for a long time. Am I supposed to wait? So, Barbara, what is recommended is that you stay on each dose as long as it's working. Now, originally, this was not what was recommended, right? Because people were going based off of very limited information. There was just the one study that was done where people titrated up every 4 weeks. But what they didn't understand is that when you're doing a research study, you need to move people through the study, right, through the various requirements so that you can get all the data. But there is no rule that says every 4 weeks you have to go up in dose. The reason why people stay on each dose as long as they're losing weight and as long as it's working is because you want to be able to have wiggle room to go up in dose. Now, this doesn't apply to you because you're already at 15, right? There's nowhere higher for you to go right now. But for everybody else that's watching, you stay on each dose as long as it's working or until your weight loss stalls and then move up in dose. This is the best possible scenario that sets you up to lose the most amount of weight based off of your start weight. So, what does that mean? So, for many of us, myself included, we're starting at a much higher start weight. So, for me, that was 285 smackaroons. I needed to lose a lot of weight to get down to a normal BMI range, which technically I'm still considered overweight, even though I've lost 130 pounds. If I had just gone up through the doses, right, very quickly, every 4 weeks, what ends up happening to those people is that when their body acclimates to 15, which is the highest dose, and they stall out, then they stop losing weight. And then their body has acclimated to 15, and now they're in a pickle because there's nowhere higher to go. So the idea is take as much time as you can through the doses to buy you time to be able to lose however much weight you need to lose so that you can get to goal. Now, who are the people that don't fall into this category? People like the gentleman earlier who was saying, hey, I'm going up through the doses and I haven't lost any weight yet. Am I going to lose weight once I get to 15, right? So for those people, they do need to titrate up quickly through the doses, quickly being every 4 weeks, so that they can get to the highest dose and potentially lose weight. So it really depends on in what category you fall in. Now, earlier I mentioned it's based off your start weight. So for example, if you are an individual whose start weight was under 200 pounds, this is anecdotal, but it is less likely that you would need to go through the doses extremely slowly, right? Because you don't have as much weight to lose as, say, somebody starting out at 350. Right? They need much more time to be able to lose all that weight. You see what I'm saying? I'm hoping that makes sense. I know that for some people that have started out under 200 pounds, that many of them do need to titrate up through the doses. Now, coming back specifically to Barbara. So if you're already on 15, you're already there, right? We can't go back in time, unfortunately. And you'll hear a lot of creators talk about how they wish that they had gone through the doses slowly or that someone had told them. It was literally the best advice that I received when I first started a GLP-1, which is why I talk about it a lot in many of my videos. But essentially what you can do, Barbara, is, right, you stay on 15, you go until you stall, You try to do like what I was talking about earlier, where you've stalled, so you stop losing weight, you eat maintenance calories for some time, maybe a month or two, then you try to get in a calorie deficit again and see if you can lose weight. Some people try to go down in dose to then go back up in dose. That works, but unfortunately, we don't have a lot of data on that. So anecdotally, it's like 50-50. It works for some people, it does not work for others. So yeah, it's just depends on the person and depends on what their goals are and where they started. So great question. Okay, let me scroll down. Got to catch up on the questions. Okay, Brenda says, if you're still losing weight and have appetite suppression, why increase your dose? Exactly. I see this as a very big challenge in the diabetic only, no weight loss support type groups, because for many of them, they're getting their blood work every 3 months and their doctor is only looking at their A1C. So many of them will be pushed up through the doses because they're not focusing on weight loss. They have like the opposite problem. They get pushed up through the doses because their doctor is only focused on that A1C number, but what they're not looking at is the bigger picture. If you utilize a GLP1 med to battle the insulin resistance, which is leading to the type 2 diabetes, and you gain muscle and you lose fat and you lose the visceral fat, which is the fat around your organs, and you're doing all the things, right? That A1C will come down. But for so many of these doctors, that's all they look at. And I see it posted in these groups every single day. And people are being pushed through the doses. They're having all sorts of extreme side effects. They're like, I hate Mounjaro. I hate Ozempic. It's because your doctor is not doing right by you. Our medical world has to start looking at the bigger picture, because if you get myopic and you just focus on one little tiny thing and you've got these blinders and that's all you're looking at, you're going to miss everything that's happening out here, right? And everything that's happening out here is comorbidities, other diseases and conditions, autoimmune conditions, PCOS, Hashimoto's. The list goes on and on and on. So we need, in my opinion, we need our medical world to stop with this. I'm just going to look at one thing. I'm only going to treat the A1C. I'm only looking at blood sugar, right? And we need to look at the bigger picture. If our bodies become healthier, many of these things will become either better or go away, right? As I lost weight, I got off blood pressure medication. But if I was only looking at A1C, right, it's such a small measurement and it's not even 100% accurate, right? Anyway, don't get me started. Brenda, I know you didn't get me started, but Allie's on a tangent. Okay. Lisa says, I was on 2.5 for 6 months because my endo said as long as I'm losing a pound a week, okay, could be half a pound a week, but yes, a pound a week. She didn't want me to titrate. Your endo is a smart cookie. My insurance only covered 180 days of 2.5. Now I titrate to 5 in January. Yeah. That's unfortunate, especially if you're still losing weight. I tell everybody, stay on each dose as long as it's working. It's hugely helpful. Okay. Tanya says, how's the NAD going? Are you still on it? Yes. What milligrams? I'd have to go look at the milligrams. because it's a microdose. So I don't remember. I'm so sorry. And how many times a week? So that fluctuates. I only take it when I feel like I need it. So if I take my injection and I'm feeling kind of yucky, I'll take it. If I like this week, I've taken a couple days off of work. So I'm like going like gangbusters. I'm cleaning my office. I'm working on my book, writing in my book, right? Okay, then I'll take it. It's one of those things where you don't have to take it every day. You certainly can, right? It's okay. But yeah, I just take it when I need it or when I want to, or if I know I'm going to have a rough day at work, or like I said, I've got the fatigue going. Maybe I didn't eat so well for a couple of days, right? And I'm feeling kind of blah. Okay, but I need to function. So let me take this. Let me do better, get more protein, right? So it can kind of help boost you up and level you out. And that's the only thing that makes me nervous about saying, oh yeah, the energy. It's not like an energy drink. It's not like you feel jittery or you go, right? It's not like that. You're just kind of like that motivation, that get up and go, that focus. That's what it is. So, and just as a side note, NAD is something that we produce in our bodies naturally. It's just that as we get older, now that I'm 40 something, you start to produce less, right? So, yeah, but Tanya, great question. Love the NAD. Okay. Roxanne says, I'm a former bypass patient at Zepbound, has transformed my life in only 16 weeks and counting, down 31 pounds. Love it. Love it. Callie said, I had gastric sleeve in 2010. It did not take away the food noise. GLP1 has helped me with that. There are so many people that ask me on a regular basis, hey, what do you think about all of the weight loss surgery options? First of all, I think there are some really great ones that are coming down the pike, right? If you are a fan of Dave at On the Pen, right, he's done some interviews and some stuff about Fractal and the various procedures, right, that they're working on. There's a lot of really exciting stuff coming down, but people always say, would you do gastric sleeve or, gastric bypass or any of the weight loss surgeries? Or would you do a GLP-1? And my answer forever and ever and always, with the options that we have currently, I would say 1,000,000% GLP-1. I would not do any of those other surgeries because of exactly what Callie is saying here. It did not take away the food noise. I have a video that's going to be coming out soon where I'm trashing on a gastric sleeve doctor, where they make all these outlandish claims about, oh yeah, you don't need a GLP-1 and just do the surgery, blabbity blabbity. To which my response is, okay, then why are all of your patients coming over here to the GLP-1 community? If your surgery fixes everything, tell me that, doc. Anyway, I'm not going to give it away because it's going to be a good video, but food for thought. So, Callie, thank you. Thank you for saying this. Okay. Lindy, I'm 55 and I've suffered from PCOS, diagnosed 20 years ago, plus symptoms, plus menopause, and having at least 70 annoying flashes a day. Yeah. Now on MJ, and I have none. It's awesome. Yes. Yeah. I think that that'll be one of the next things that they study when it comes to GLP-1s. I really think that PCOS, menopause, and hormones in general is going to be like the next phases of treatments and research. Fingers crossed, because I personally believe, and I ain't a doctor, I think that if you have PCOS, right, you should be able to have access to a GLP-1. That's just me. I'm not in charge. Somebody put me in charge because woo, we would be having fun. Allie's in charge. Everybody, new work week for U.S. citizens. Your work week is now only 3 days long. Longer weekend every weekend. Are you guys okay? What's happening? Sushi. Oh my gosh, you're covered in raindrops. Oh God, she's shaking. Stop. Okay. Are you okay? Okay, calm down. Shh. Okay. Everybody relax. It's like a stampede. You can't see it because I got this comment up here. And now they all leave. Perfect. They're getting crazy. Okay. I'm gonna have to jump off of here because we've been at it for quite some time now. I've been increasing dose with blood sugar, average goes up, food noise is back, appetite suppression stops. Yes, that's a good time to go up. 11 weeks at 2.5, good. 17 at 5, awesome. 8 weeks on 7.5. 7.5 is like, I personally felt like 7.5 was kind of useless, but good. 8 weeks is 7.5. Not discouraging you, just my personal experience. Weight loss has slowed. 7.5. 49 pounds lost on MJ. Love that. You're doing great. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Shenanery time. Losing a Graze is here. Who's on your t-shirt, Allie? Yeah. So I'm doing lattes today. We talked about it earlier in the live. I got it from Shein, $5. And the long sleeve underneath it. Waffle knit. Love it. So glad you're here. Okay. I'm going to go through and check for questions because we got to wrap up here in about 3 minutes. Okay. Let me see. I've been binging all of your videos. Thank you so much for all this information. It's funny though. I feel like I'm watching a different person now than all the older videos I've been watching. Yeah, it's wild. I feel that way too. So you are not alone. You are not alone. I'm still the same person, but so much has changed, right? Like we learn, we grow, we do better, we make mistakes, right? So, but yeah, I feel the same way. When I rewatch the old videos, I'm like, man, this is wild. Okay, Patty says, came in late. What's a super duper double shake? So that is where you have protein powder. I highly recommend the Biocare protein, 30-gram protein. Discount code is down in the ticker. It'll also be in the description box. You take that, you add it to a protein shake, right? Like I like the Fairlife 30-gram protein. You put them together, super duper double shake. It also is a great option if you have a shake that is a meal replacement, which for those of you who are not aware is not the same thing as a protein shake. Okay. Meal replacement, different, has different stuff in it. Protein shake, they're just focusing on protein. Now the Biocare is different because that is specifically designed for people who are on a GLP-1. So if you're not doing a meal replacement shake, that's okay. The Biocare will have you covered. But yeah, you're doubling up your protein, starting out your day, right? If you start with a protein shake, plus it's delicious. Love that. So it's great, especially if you are struggling to get your protein in, right? Of course, we always want to eat our protein, but I think that for many people on a GLP-1, it's just important to get the protein in a manner in which that works for you. For me, some days that's the super duper double shake. Okay. Other days I eat protein all day and don't have a shake. So you just got to do what works for you. But yeah, Patty, I have a video that shows you how to do it, but I just gave you the cliff notes. Okay. Oh my gosh, we have 20 seconds. Okay. I started my 3rd month on Mounjaro. Question: is it common that friends and family are slow to show support in the journey? We are on a GLP-1. Yes. So for this exact reason, many people choose to not tell everyone that they're on a GLP-1. Now, if you're on Mounjaro, I'm guessing you're type 2 diabetic. I know it is prescribed for some things off label still, but if you are a type 2 diabetic, you really kind of get a hall pass when it comes to GLP-1s and people being supportive. There are some people that are like, meh, 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 right? But, you know, we don't listen to those people. But yes, it is incredibly common. I wish it was less common. Now, when you say support, it's important that you really think to yourself, what kind of support are you looking for? Are you looking for them to just be like, hey, you look great, you've lost weight, you've done the right? Like, how you feel, right? Or is it actual like physical support, like, I don't feel well, can you go get me an electrolyte drink, right? It's important that you look at what kind of support it is that you're looking for, because for some people it can be really challenging for family members to understand what it's like to be on a GLP-1, and some people have severe side effects and some people don't, right? But for many of them, the only thing that they've seen is media garbage, right? And so that's what they base their opinion off of. Anyone who is close to you that you care about, that you care enough to educate them, I highly recommend that you do it. If not, if it's not going to make a difference either way, right? Depending on what kind of support you're looking for, I would say, you just need to evaluate each person as an individual and see what it is that you need from them, right? Because some people are just not going to be supportive no matter what. They're not going to take in new information to them. It's a diet drug. It's a fat shot, right? And you're not going to be able to having any kind of meaningful conversation with them. And in that case, the best thing you can do is just protect your peace, right? Don't talk about it. Just focus on you. That's the best thing you can do. Okay. 2.5 started off in August 2024, lost weight, only up to 5 for a month, reached maintenance about a year ago. For money, tried semaglutide. Dude, no bueno. Back to compound tirzepatide. Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Some people, they look at, especially semaglutide when it comes to maintenance, because it is cheaper. But, many people are like, forget it. Just give me the tirzepatide. Right now, tirzepatide is king. I think it will continue to be that way for quite some time. I've been on Mounjaro. Midnight Nation ASMR. Awesome. I've been on Mounjaro for 12 weeks and down 38 pounds. Fantastic. My husband hates needles. I used to hate needles too, but I've convinced him to get on it as well. Good. Good for you and him, because I told him the pill won't be as effective. Correct. Yeah. And you can have him watch this live if you want to. By the way, I have videos back in the beginning of my journey where I give tips and tricks on how to give yourself an injection. I love it now. I used to be afraid of needles. Now, please, I look forward to it. It's weird, right? And I say that not to be weird, because I understand that it sounds weird, but to give people hope who are afraid of injections and show what time and positive mindset can do. I know it sounds cheesy. Just trust me. Okay. Because I used to be scared of needles. I used to, it was like doing my injection every week was like this labored thing. Now I do multiple injections a week. Love it. Look forward to it. I'm like, Can I do an NAD shot today? Oh, yeah. Right? So it does get better, is what I'm trying to say. So please tell your husband that. My cousin is a professional sports DJ, so I enjoy messing with him, getting all the sports references wrong. There's nothing I enjoy more. Me too. Me too. Okay. I'm going to come through here and just try to see if I can grab questions. Rosie, I've been binging all your videos. Thank you so much for all this information. It's funny though. Looking, I feel like I'm watching a different person. I think, did I go in the wrong direction? Is that what I did? I feel like I saw that one. They may have commented again because I may have missed it the first time. But I agree. Okay. Sandy says, since losing 85 pounds on Zepbound, I can't get warm, not used to being cold all the time. Sandy, did you see the video that I posted today? Today's video was all the must-haves if you are cold on a GLP-1. So definitely go check that out. If you guys have not watched that video, please do, because I did a lot of research and there are some really awesome products out there. So dun, dun, dun. Melissa says, yes, I have room for you in Oklahoma. I have 3 dogs. We'd have a blast, except it's freezing cold here right now. It's cold here too. We have summer hot and winter freezing, no fall or spring. Oh no, fall is my favorite. I need to go to a place where it's just fall all the time. That's what I need. Doris, thank you. Love your lives. I love you. That's what I love. Thank you so much. I super appreciate you. And I appreciate everybody who has showed up tonight to hang out with me. I'm going to have to wrap it up. Gabrielle. Sorry. I always want to say Gabriel because I know a Gabriel. Gabrielle says, I changed my profile picture yesterday. It was an eco picture, my business logo. I don't know if you noticed. I think so, because I recognize your name, but then I saw the picture was different. Sometimes I question myself. I'm like, is this the same person? Because I will also remember you guys from your comments, right, on videos, because I see your picture and your name and your, right, and I remember people. So, but when you guys go and change your picture on me, unless you have one of those names that just stands out, right? It just messes with my brain. But I still love you guys. You can change your profile. Watch. We'll come to a live next week and everyone will have changed their profile picture and I'll be like, I'm so lost. Who are you? Who are you? Tell me who you are. Okay. Shannon says, hi, I love your shorts. My favorite was when you and Kevin went jogging to prevent Ozempic butt. I love that one too. That was great. I'm having a lot of fun with those and I'm loving the 80s, 90s theme, like the workout one, right? I'm just having a blast. I'm glad you guys are liking them too. Okay, Shannon says, I've lost some hair as a side effect. Does your hair grow back later? Yes. I do have a couple of videos on this, and I am currently testing out some supplements that may be helpful. I need to finish testing out the phase before I can make a recommendation either way. But when it comes to the hair growing back, yes, it does grow back. It takes time. Okay. So there are some topical things that you can use. There are some prescriptions that you can use. So go into, I think it's in the newbies playlist, or if you just search my videos, just do a search for Fit Flavor Fun hair loss. And I think I have like 3 or 4 videos where I talk about what happened to me, what I did, what worked, right? So definitely check those out. Look at the cold as a reset in metabolism. Love my blankets. Yes. Okay, great. All right. Niecy's here. Hey there. Love your picture. So cute. Okay. Hello, all. I'm starting Zep 10 next week and a little scared. Don't be scared. Been on 7.5 for 3 months. Light side effects thus far. I don't know why I'm a little scared. Don't be scared. You're scared because many other people who have extreme side effects are often the ones to say, "Oh my gosh, I went up in dose and it was terrible, and all the bad things happened, and the laundry piled up, and my dog threw up on the floor, and my cat, grew a third leg," right? Like it seems like the biggest complainers, right, are all we read about. I can assure you that most people will go up in dose. They will have similar side effects to what they've already experienced. And then after a couple weeks, those go away, right? You start to get used to it and you're okay. So I would encourage you, don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's going to be fine. I loved 10. I hated 7.5 because I felt like it was water. It did nothing. I think I lost like half a pound or 2 pounds on 7.5, and I was on it for a couple of months. So I really liked 10. As a matter of fact, 12.5 was my favorite because then my constipation just magically went away. So there's something to look forward to. Maybe that'll happen for you. I can't make any guarantees, but there you go. Positive perspective. Okay. I was at 1.25 sema before I started 2.5 TERS first week and then 3 milligrams second week. 2 different docs told me 2 different things. One wanted me to start at 2. The other said to start 7.5. Are you with that telehealth company that does this, that just like titrates you up every week? There is a telehealth company that I am not a fan of that has this type of style where they titrate you up every week. It's a small amount, like from 2.5 to 3, but they do it every week. I don't like that. I'm not a doctor. Don't come for me. I don't like it. So I'm glad you started at 2.5. I'm not sure what was happening here. And it's always disheartening when you have 2 different doctors telling you 2 different things, right? Because then you're like, now what do I do? Right? So I get it. That's frustrating. Okay. Okay. What about some other peptides like GHK copper or others? So, the challenge that I personally have with some of these other peptides is the research is flimsy. What do I mean? So, all of these peptides, right? They were all researched, many of them many, many years ago. And what they found was there wasn't enough consistency in the study groups for the amount of people who saw benefit in order for a pharmaceutical company to pick it up and make money, right? Think about it like this. GLP1 peptides picked up by pharmaceutical companies, they making tons of money, right? Because statistically speaking, the number of people who are non-responders to those peptides, very, very low. Very low. But if you look up like GHKCU and others, if you do the research, you will find that many of them have very, very big numbers. Now, I don't remember the numbers for GHKCU, so forgive me, but I have researched it and researched many others, and it'll be like 50% of people didn't see any results. 60% of people didn't see any results, right, in the study group. And for me, that is too big of a percentage for me to spend my money on it, right? So, for example, with something like NAD plus, very well researched, right? the percentages of people that did not have benefit is significantly lower. Was there a market for it in order for pharmaceutical companies to make a lot of money? Meh, not really, right? Like, how many people who are not on a GLP-1 do you hear talking about fatigue? Okay, sometimes, maybe with some other conditions or autoimmune or something like that. Like, okay, I could see that, but that's a considerably smaller population group. Not a whole lot of money to be made there. Whereas GLP-1 users having fatigue, lots of people experience that. Lots of people want to address that, right? So there is the opportunity for them to make money there. So whenever you're looking at these other peptides, it's important to look at the research. It's important to look at the side effects. And it's important to remember that if something was so awesome that it had, extremely high success rates like a GLP-1, it would have already been picked up by a pharmaceutical company, right? Even though I say great things about NAD, I love it, right? Like, I want to stay on it. It's fantastic. There will be a small percentage of people that do not have those type of results, or they need much higher doses, in which case it's not cost effective for them, and so they choose not to do it. So that's really the case with many of these peptides. But I have one that I am currently testing. It is Sermorelin. So if that's something that you're interested in, once I finish my testing phase and I've got kind of all of my data and my thoughts, I plan on making a video about it. So make sure, if you're not subscribed, that you subscribe, because I will be sure to tell you all about it, just like I did the NAD+. Okay. A short video, Kevin in the blender was the best. Yes. Kevin making a protein shake. Okay, good. Dorsey, you can check out the shorts. Go watch them. I'm having so much fun. And you will too. The shorts are great for a boost throughout the day. Yeah. I'm trying to get it out there, like 2-3 shorts all throughout the day. So I've got my big video in the morning, right? I always release those in the morning. So you guys have those if you're like getting ready for work or driving to work or, whatever. You've got those. And then I've got, the shorts kind of staggered throughout the day. So glad you guys are liking that. Hey, Jazzy's in the house. All right. I'm getting ready to jump off of here. Okay. All right. Okay. Miss Molly. Is there a reason why you switched NAD providers? Was it cost mostly? Yes. So with TriShed, right, who I have linked, and I have the coupon code, which will save you money, it is cheaper. And that was the only complaint that I got from people who gave me their feedback about trying NAD and loving it. They just wanted something that was cheaper, right? And we're all there. I get it. Trust me, I get it. So, yeah. That is one of the major reasons why. And right, the NAD that I'm getting currently comes from Strive. Great compound pharmacy partner. So, but yeah, significantly more cost effective, especially if you're microdosing, right? That makes it last even longer. So also really good BUD dates on those. Best use by date. I'm very happy with Strive so far, both with the compound tirzepatide and the NAD and the Sermorelin. Got a crazy stack going on. Okay. Okay, we got a queue. Okay, is that a new bigger ring on your left index finger? Do tell. Oh, left index finger? Here, let me move your comment. Okay. I'm not sure which one, because I think I'm reversed to you. So I'm not sure which one you're talking about. This one's just like little flowers. Love that. I got that in a set with these at Hobby Lobby, right? And then this one I've shown before. Not sure if you can see it. This I got off of TikTok Shop, and I love this shape. It's hard to find stuff in this shape. So I got a gold one and a silver one, but I've had it for quite some time. So yeah, I'm not sure which one you were referring to, but hopefully that helps. By the way, you can get some really fun stuff on TikTok Shop. Says the person with the shopping addiction. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Okay. Oh, was it the Puerto Rican flag? Was that what it was? I'm guessing that's what that PR means. That was that flag earlier. It was Puerto Rican flag. Oh my gosh, my Puerto Rican friends are going to they're going to shoot me. Okay. Hey, Heavenly Me, first time catching alive. I'm so glad. Make sure that you go back and watch it from the beginning because we talked about a whole bunch of really fantastic stuff. So you can be part of the replay crew. Okay. 14 pounds in 7 weeks. Overjoyed. Love your help. Fantastic. Love that for you. Okay. You crack me up. Enjoying listening as I swipe left over and over again. These horrible dating apps, killing two birds in one stone here. I feel for you. Mary Lynn Elizabeth. The name sounds like royalty. Okay. 90 pounds in 2 years. I'm using compound tirzepatide at 15 milligrams. The compounding pharmacy stated that adding niacinamide, mine. That's what I think every time I see that word. I'm so sorry. It's Finding Nemo, the seagulls. I just can't. I can't help it. I can't help it. I sent him a mine a couple of weeks ago, and now I have a growling stomach. Did niacinamide cause that? So if I remember correctly, let me consult the Google. Niacinamide. Which B vitamin is that? My brain cannot take it. All the things. Okay, so this is a B3. Okay. One of the things that people need to remember when it comes to B vitamins, and this is why I always tell people supplementation without a goal in mind is problematic. Now, for many of these companies, right, they're adding these B vitamins and it's in a very, very, very small amount, right? It's not that big of a deal. But what you need to remember with B vitamins is that they can increase appetite. Now, I don't know that that's what's happening here, right? Obviously, I ain't a doctor and I'm not your doctor. But if you are, for example, I had somebody who asked me a very similar question. They had B vitamins in their compound tirzepatide. They were taking a B complex and they had B vitamins in their multivitamin. And then they kept having increased hunger. And they were like, Allie, I don't understand. Where is this coming from? And I'm like, my number one recommendation for people who have pets who are struggling to get them to eat. I'm a canine nutritionist, by the way. Side note, if you don't know that about me. But people who are struggling to get their pets to eat, whether it's because of age or other medications they're taking, whatever the case may be, my number one recommendation to them is to go to their vet and get them on a B vitamin complex because it increases appetite. So What I would encourage you to do is take a look at your multivitamin, take a look at any supplements that you're doing, and that includes powders, collagen powders, right? Like all of these things. This is why it can be very problematic if you're not precise in your supplementation. Take a look at everything, because keep in mind the very small amount that they're adding to compound semaglutide and tirzepatide, that really shouldn't be enough to cause increased hunger. Very, very small amount diluted over, right, the entire concentration of the bottle. So, but you may want to take a look at everything else that you're using, right? So go through everything and just make a list. Here's the supplement. Here's how much B vitamins are in it, right? Milligrams, add it all up. That could be the challenge. So, like I said, most of the time when people tell me that, that's usually what it is. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I got to get out of here. Talk more about NAD, please. I would love to. So I have 2 videos. It's a 2-part series where I talk about what is NAD, where it comes from, where you can get it, and then another video where I just talk about my experience and my testing of NAD. So please definitely go check that out. It's a 2-part series. It will answer all of your questions when it comes to NAD. Oh, good. And you have ADD as well? Yeah. Definitely go check out the NAD. I love it for my ADD. Okay. Hey, Amy from North Kakalaki. Yes, don't end up like me, only in 4th month on 15 milligrams and losing some appetite suppression. Still have 70 pounds to lose. I titrate every 4 weeks. Didn't know better. Yeah, it's okay. A lot of people don't, and you just got to do the best you can. Don't forget, I do have a video where I talk about other things that you can do if you've gone all the way up to the highest dose of your GLP-1 and you have not reached goal. So, for everybody who's in the same boat as Amy, definitely go check that out. Okay, all right, I got to scroll through here and look for questions. Hang on. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, on 4th shot of 2.5 TRIRS, lost 7 pounds. Great. Food noise is starting to come back a little bit. I'm on the fence about going up to the next level. So it just depends, right? It just depends on how you're feeling. If you are just starting to have food noise, you may be able to hold out. I stayed on 2.5 for 13 weeks, and the last 4 weeks that I was on it, it was like struggle bus. The food noise was coming back, right? Like I was just losing like 0.2 pounds a week, which is still weight loss, but it was, kind of challenging. So, take a look at, are you losing every week? How are you feeling? How are your side effects? And how much weight do you have to lose, right? So, like for me, I started out at 285 pounds. I had a long way to go. So, it was really important to me that I kind of tough it out for as long as I could on each dose. For other people who are starting at a much lower weight, you may not need to do that. So, right, there's a lot of nuance there. But you mostly want to be thinking about, how do you feel? Are cravings coming back? Have you stalled out in your weight loss, right? Because I was still losing weight even in the few weeks that I, stayed at 2.5 and struggled. I was still losing weight. So medication was still working. It just wasn't as easy. So a lot to think about. Hey, this person has a poodle too. I have 2 poodles. Poodle dream. I love poodles. I also have a poodle with a full tail, which is my favorite kind of poodle. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm having to skip through. Killing me with the blobbity blobbity. It's so freaking true. Yeah. I say that all the time. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Hi. Hello. I'm so sorry I'm having to scroll through the comments. Okay. Newbie here. Tomorrow will be my first week. Down some glutide tablets. Can't wait to weigh tomorrow. Yeah. Definitely let us know how you're doing. Keep us posted. Cinnamide. Yeah, it's okay. I know what you meant. B3. Somebody said, I just saw your live. Dang. It's okay. You can always watch the replay. Lots of replays. Okay. I received Zepbound 5, but don't want to move up yet. Comes from Eli Lilly. Could I just take 2.5 and use the rest next week? So this is definitely a question for your doctor. Please keep in mind that whatever you and your doctor decide to do, you will still need to refill at the same time. Okay? As of right now, I have not heard that Eli Lilly is doing away with the you have to do your refills at every, I think it's like every 45 days, otherwise the price goes up. So if you are, especially if you're doing cash pay right through Lilly Direct, please make sure that after you talk to your doctor about this, right, and you guys decide on a plan, that you mark on your calendar when you need to do your refill. So important note about that. Okay. I will drop the B complex I've been taking. I would be willing to bet you good money, Julie Rose, that if you drop the B complex, the hunger will go away and you'll be just fine. Keep me posted. Okay. I've been on Zepbound 5 milligram. What can I take for energy? NAD plus. That is by far the only thing that I have found that worked for me. Like I said earlier on, I have 2 videos about NAD, talks about what it is, where it comes from, how your body uses it. And then I talk about my experience on NAD. I am still on NAD. I get it from tryshed.com. I have a coupon code, which is right down here. Boop, boop. There it is. There it is. It's going by. Woo, 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 woo. Anyway, it will save you money on an already affordable price for NAD. I do a microdose, so you may want to talk to your doctor about microdosing NAD, and it's phenomenal. And I talk about all of the specifics in that 2-part movie. That's right. I was in an NAD movie. Vogue. No. Videos. Movie. I'm getting tired. Can you tell? I got no hydration left. I love you guys though. So, okay, good. Hey, look, Kate's back. I'm so glad you're back, but I'm about to leave. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. No, but I'm glad you're back. That's awesome. Okay. I got to scroll through, find the questions. Okay. I think I'm caught up. This looks like a question. Okay. McGurdy. I am on Zepbound 5. What can I take for energy? Oh, man, I just did that one. NAD. Okay, sorry. I must have clicked on the same thing. Or she asked again. Either way, totally fine. Okay. You can take a smaller dose, but you can't save it. Sorry. Autocorrect sex. Oh, she was answering earlier about that. Okay. Sorry, I have a cold. Hope you can parse. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So I am all caught up on questions. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much. This was so much fun. I love you guys. You are phenomenal. Thank you so much for watching. If you are looking for any of the items that I recommended in this video, whether it's the Biocare shakes that are specifically designed for GLP1 users, or you're looking for a source for NAD, or you're losing access to your GLP-1, definitely go down here into the description box. I have coupon codes. Use those coupon codes to save money. Okay. That is the only requirement that I have when I partner with various companies. I want people to save money, right? Don't we all? But it's definitely important to me, and I know it's important to the community. So please use the coupon code. If you are fighting with your insurance to try to get your prior authorization through, getclaimable.com, code FitFlavorFun. I know that a lot of people are, struggling when it comes to insurance. I feel for you. One of the people in our last live was talking about how they were able to get their prior authorization pushed through that their doctor was not able to do in 9 days. So get claimable. Love them. Okay. Everybody's saying good night. Thank you for being a friend. Shamanamana and back again. I don't know all the words, but thank you for being a friend. Watch the replay. Yes, if you are watching the replay, make sure that you comment replay crew, okay? Or just replay. I do see all of your comments when you comment on videos, so I super appreciate you. As you exit the live, stage left or stage right, please be sure to hit that like button because it tells the algorithm that you had fun here, that you enjoyed it, that you learned something potentially, or maybe you just had a good time hanging out with me, getting crazy. Whatever the case may be, I'm so glad that you were here and that you spent this time with me. Please hit that like button so that it will push the live out to others, and we'll see you next week. Be kind. Rewind.